everybody. Welcome back to episode 43 of the Crazy Hockey Dads podcast, the unfiltered podcast for hockey parents. No politics, no sugarcoating. I can't do it.
Can I do it? Can I do it?
I said cooting. Yeah, 100%. You should do it.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Cooting. No sugar cooting.
No sugar cooting. Ready?
Yep.
Ready? That was awesome, by the way.
So good.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to episode 43 of the Crazy Hockey Dads podcast, the podcast for hockey parents. No sugarcoating, no something, just real talk for hockey parents in the trenches. Can't do it from memory. Doesn't work. Doesn't work.
No, you can't do it from memory.
No, I can't. I don't know why I can't do it from memory.
Well, it's sugar coating. Unlike what I said was sugar cooting.
Sugar cooting, which is different.
Also not correct.
Also not correct. Yeah.
God, you would think.
Unfiltered hockey podcasts for parents.
No politics.
No politics, no sugarcoating, just real talk for hockey parents in the trenches, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Collectively, two minds are better than one. We just did it. Yeah.
You know what? Very well said by you, I must say.
That's what I'm saying.
3 weeks in a row that we've screwed that up, which I feel has to continue. I feel like we can't
we'll
do
keep
it
screwing
the
it
correct
up.
way. You know what I mean? I feel like we really can't do it the correct way or else something will be missing in my day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, honestly, I kind of do hope I get it right sooner than later, if I'm being honest, but whatever.
Same. I'll actually memorize it between now and our next episode.
No, you won't.
No, I will.
No, you won't.
No, I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
sure.
How are you doing?
What's up? Happy post-Thanksgiving, belated Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
How was yours? You eat a lot of turkey?
I'm not a big turkey guy. This is gonna sound strange. I like the dark meat from turkey.
Yeah.
I don't really have a lot of it. To be honest with you, it's really everything else.
Yeah.
It's really kind of like all the sides and stuff like that I like look forward to.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You know, I don't really do a lot of turkey.
Listen, I like turkey sandwiches, but usually like the deli meat turkey, not like fresh turkey.
Same. Yeah.
Although I don't
agreed.
I don't dislike it per se. I just don't ever find myself craving fresh turkey really. And then
No, me neither.
And then when I eat it on Thanksgiving, I usually I get an assortment, light meat, dark meat, but then when I eat it, it's like with a combination of the other things on the plate. You kind of like add the stuffing and like either
and everything
coleslaw
else on top
or
of it,
cranberry sauce
or whatever you got. No
doubt.
Yeah. Do you want to hear something really funny? And you probably will be able to talk more intelligently about this since you are.
Maybe because I just said sugar cooting.
Well, yeah, but good point. But the fact that you were a chef, you actually might be able to shed some light on this.
Yes.
So I never liked turkey because it was always really dry.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Especially the white meat. White meat, in my opinion, is a drier taste than the dark, which is probably why I like the dark meat and not the light meat. Okay.
Fair.
So when my wife and I first got married, we hosted our first Thanksgiving, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of our parents picked up the turkey and we started cooking it, and like our parents came over, I don't know, call it around like 2:00. This was probably like 15 years ago. Right.
Okay.
Right. We were like, there was our first Thanksgiving. We had no idea what we were doing. Right. And the funny part about it is when my father-in-law came over, he opens the oven. Right.
Yeah.
And like, I remember it, dude. Like I was doing all the fancy stuff. Like I was stuffing the bird and I was like making like little slits on it and putting like pats of butter, like underneath the skin. Right. Like just to like, right. And so he comes over and it's been cooking for like a couple of hours at this point.
Yeah.
Right. So he comes over and he opens the oven and looks in and he goes, hey, Jabe? I was like, yeah, what's up, Dad? He's like, I don't mean to like rain on your parade. He's like, but your turkey's upside down. And I was like, what? He's like, your turkey's upside down. So I was like, ooh, okay. Didn't know that. Right. And can I just tell you?
Yeah.
It was the most moist turkey I've ever had. And ever since that day,
Yeah.
we cook it upside down.
That's awesome.
Isn't that funny?
That's a hack.
Is that funny, bro?
Yeah,
It was
totally.
a total accident. And then apparently, like Nancy was talking to like all the hockey moms before
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, and it came up like that Nancy cooked the bird upside down, 15 years ago, and apparently a bunch of them did it, and they said it came out wonderful. Isn't that funny?
Well, dude, I mean, look, ultimately the whole cooking process is about time and temperature. But so if you cook it like without overcooking it, you'll end up with a better product. But I don't know. I don't think I've ever like had a culinary conversation about that. If I had a guess, it just might have to do with the fact that like any fat that's like when you cook it upside down, the breast is on the bottom. Like
Yes,
when
correct.
a right side up turkey in this context would be the turkey's lying on its back and the
Right.
bird's like breasts are in
Correct.
the
Yeah.
air. Right.
Correct. Yeah.
So if
Exactly
you
right.
flip it, so obviously
So the breast is down.
the
Correct.
breast is down and
That is exactly right.
and the juices
And
the
everything runs
fat
down.
is running down.
Yes.
So that probably has something to do with it.
I think that's
if I had
exactly
to
what it
guess,
is. By
that's
the way.
interesting. I feel
Isn't
like
it?
maybe I want to try that next year.
You should, by the way. You should.
100%.
I'm telling you, Scott, it was a total mistake, and we have not cooked the bird right side up since.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
My mother-in-law,
Mhm.
she cooks her turkeys in a bag. You can get like oven bags.
Okay. Does that keep the moisture in?
It,
Is that what it's supposed to do?
That's yes, but at the same time, it doesn't safeguard against like the meat drying out because ultimately, the longer it cooks, like it'll leach out like the liquid and it just ends up collecting in the bag as opposed to like I guess
Right.
evaporating.
Right.
In any event,
Mhm.
yeah, man, that's interesting. I'll totally try that. You could probably do the
Isn't
same
that
thing
funny?
with I bet you the same would be true with if you roasted a whole chicken too.
I would think so. I think
Yeah.
it's the same general, principle, right?
Huh.
Yeah, yeah. Because I never liked turkey before because it was always dry, especially the white meat, kind of like Clark Griswold's on National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
When they like puncture it and like it just like deflates. It's just
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's just a little dry.
Grace passed away 30 years ago.
What?
Blessing.
Blessing. Grace.
So funny.
She passed away 30 years ago.
Yeah, man. No, but like the breast meat, the white meat is the driest because it's like it's not very exercised. It doesn't have a lot of connective tissue because it doesn't exercise as much. It doesn't have as much fat near it, around it, whatever.
Listen,
So
you
yeah,
talking
that makes a lot of sense.
intelligence on the culinary scale.
Well, I've been there, done that a little bit.
Yes, you have.
Anyhow,
that's for sure. Yeah, you should try it. By the way, I would actually like to see you try that and actually have like a chef try that and tell me what your thoughts
I will
are.
tell you that the best result that I've had cooking turkey is one year when I was working at a catering company. We did a lot of like sous vide cooking, which is basically cooking in bags.
Got it.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is that like I didn't cook the turkey whole. I broke it down into like parts, and
So you pulled it apart.
Yeah, I butchered it down into its individual parts, and I cooked them all like for different times, so that none of it would get dried out, and that worked well. But it's also whatever.
So you cook them all individually.
I cook the parts individually.
So you take all the legs off and the wings,
Yeah,
and then you cook the breast and the center of the turkey as one whole piece.
I didn't even cook I might have cooked I cooked the carcass. So I was working at a catering company, so I was doing professional stuff. But like, I took like the carcass and I hacked it up and I roasted it and I made turkey stock to make gravy and.
Okay. So you used all the parts. I gotcha.
Yeah, but I just didn't cook it all together.
Interesting. All right. Listen,
anyhow.
I would like to see you do that and let me know your thoughts after.
Sure.
Yeah, because you're actually like a culinary savant. Whereas
I don't know if savant's the right word.
I'm just a
but
cooking piker.
I've been there, done that a little bit.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, man.
Anyhow.
So yeah, so our Thanksgiving was good.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Great. Likewise.
Yeah.
We were out of town, Airbnb.
Yeah, that was
not
nice.
too far from here.
How was the fishing off the back deck, by the way?
Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah. And I know they had like a really nice big flat screen TV in the basement too.
Oh my God, dude. So real quick, I know I shared this with you. So I went there separately. I went from work. My kids and wife went together. Everyone was at the house. My sister-in-law's family was there. My in-laws were there. And I walk in the door, and it's kind of quiet, and which is not
And
typical
this
for
was
like
up on a lake. It was a lake house.
yeah. What I got there at night, so
Yeah.
the first thing that was brought to my attention, and I walk in, it's like it's quiet, and I was like, that's weird. There's like 5 kids, and like they're whatever, it should be louder.
Yeah.
My daughter comes upstairs like crying, like a 50.
Oh, you
No,
just got there and it happened?
I literally walked in the door. I grabbed a plate of food and I started talking to my father-in-law,
you literally just got there and it
I
happened.
walked in the door, and then like it was quiet, and then my
Yeah.
daughter comes up. She's like crying, and then
Mhm.
it turns out a 75-inch television fell off the wall and
Whoops.
almost hit my daughter and my niece, who are not capable or strong enough of lifting or getting a 75-inch television off the wall. Anyway, so
Yeah.
that was number one.
Yeah.
Then number two, I hear about the fishing, which Otto was psyched for because it was like on a lake.
Fishing right off the
And
back
there was like
deck.
a dock. Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm just gonna get up early. I'm gonna
Yeah.
grab a chair. I'm gonna sit
Yep.
outside. I'm gonna
For
fish.
hours, just throwing the line in and out.
Dude,
Yep.
next morning, sunrise, I look out
Yep.
the window. They drained the like part of the lake. Like I was looking at tree stumps on the bottom of like a lake floor. Like
Yeah,
I was like,
man.
what?
Yeah, and
In
the
any
water
event-
was nowhere near the dock, right?
So the owner of the house ultimately said, he's like, yeah, they do this apparently like once every 5 years.
They do it to
like,
fix the docks.
to fix
Yeah.
the docks and
Yeah.
to like whatever level
Yeah.
up like
And
the
dredge whatever they need to
reservoir.
dredge. Yeah.
Anyway, so that was a fail.
Just unlucky. Just bad
Anyway.
timing.
So, but other than that, it was perfect.
Refund?
No,
No
I don't
refund.
think I don't think a refund's in order.
No money back for, I don't know, 75-inch TV falling off the wall and almost killing your niece and daughter?
No
money back?
I don't.
No?
I think it's we're calling
Free
it
night?
a wash.
Just saying.
What?
Ooh, free night? Just saying.
No. I'm not leading that conversation. As long
Understood.
as we don't have to pay for it and they're not giving us a hard time, I think everyone's okay with that.
No, I think the least they could do is not have you pay for it. Don't you think?
I agree.
I mean,
And it was
if
funny,
you were
so,
to
like-
have to pay for that, I would be not a happy camper.
So the owner came to the house the following day to check it out, and
Yeah.
he explained to us. I watched him take a smaller 55-inch TV off the wall, and he's like, the brackets that we got to hang the TVs on the wall. He's like, I purposely got ones with child locks on them, and I watched him take it off. He's like, you need 2 people, one person to pull down like the clip on each side,
Yeah,
and
no,
another
I know.
one to take
I
it
know
off the
child
wall.
locks. Yeah, I have them
Yeah.
on my TVs too.
Okay, so apparently that was on the back of this 75-inch TV, which fell off. So I don't know.
Faulty bracket?
Faulty installer,
or a faulty
probably.
owner. Or a faulty owner.
I'll say faulty installer. I don't know who
Well,
put
I'm
it on the wall.
assuming he installed it, no?
I don't know. Anyway, enough about this Thanksgiving stuff. It was
Yeah.
a good.
So
good
it was a
break,
good Thanksgiving.
food. Yeah. It was it was all good.
Nice. Nice, man. Very cool.
So that said, Otto had to. We're recording Sunday. Otto
Yes.
just finished up with his game,
Yes.
so they won. I wasn't there. I was
Nice.
here podcasting with you.
Yep.
Nice. But it seemed like they put the hammer down on this Danbury team like 9-3. So
cool. Very cool.
good on them. Way to go, Saints.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Nice win.
How about you guys? You guys played yesterday, right?
We played yesterday. We played a AAA team, like just from north of us that probably shouldn't be a AAA team, right?
Should not.
Probably should not. They're probably
Right.
more like a AA squad. But crazy parents that are chasing the letters, just want to say AAA, that their kid plays AAA. So we beat them 9-7.
Sheesh.
We were actually up 5-1, and then like our team decided to not play.
That happens.
It does.
That happens when you get a big lead and you think you got it in the bag, and then all of a sudden it's like, up.
Yeah. Dominic was on the ice for a handful of the goals.
Good.
Not the greatest. No.
Oh,
Handful
goals
of
against.
their goals, not
Oh.
our goals. Their goals.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think his plus minus was probably not the most attractive that day.
Okay, but beginner defenseman against a quote unquote AAA squad.
Yeah, I think it was just a lack of effort type thing. That's my opinion. I didn't
Could
see
be
a
that
whole
too.
lot of, listen, 13. Listen, we were saying, a bunch of the dads were saying after, our kids they do one thing consistently, and that's be inconsistent.
Listen, man.
Welcome to youth sports, baby.
Look, and I will continue to say things that touch upon the idea that as adults, kids, we all watch all these highlights. It's a highlight society. It's a
Yes.
highlight culture. We don't watch people's low lights unless we're watching
No,
like
you
funny
don't.
fails or whatever. And so it's like it's so easy just to be
Mhm.
like, oh, well,
Yeah, no,
all
you're right.
kids your age are always giving 100%. It's like, no, it's
No,
not
that's not
true.
realistic.
It's
No,
not
that's
realistic.
that's not a
So
realistic thing, you know? But I think you gotta give a little bit of effort here and there, right? So I agree with you. You can't give all effort all the time. That's not
no,
a realistic thing at this age, right? I
no, and even at the professional level, they don't look at the Edmonton Oilers. They're
uh
horrible.
yeah, which is shocking because they were in the finals last 2 years.
The last
How
2 years.
dude, and McDavid just signed an extension with them. Like, how is that gonna look?
Yeah, he'll be traded by the like
I
going
think
into
so
next
too, by the
season.
way. I think
He's
so
out.
too.
He's out of here.
I agree with
Win
you.
or lose, he's out.
I agree. I mean, he's yeah, that is not a good situation over there. I
No,
don't get that.
Toronto's not
Just
looking good.
no. It's
Again,
I
so
mean,
the point about giving effort all the time, you have like just take Florida and Edmonton,
yes,
two
yes.
teams that have put forth arguably the most effort like for the last 2 seasons,
No, it's true.
like don't have it together right now. Of course, there's injuries and other like factors, but
Yes,
you
yes.
can't. It's not. You can't give it all the time, and even
No,
if
man.
you are, there's a breaking point, right?
It's true. It's very true. It's funny you mentioned yes, it's funny you mentioned about like kind of like an Instagram world, like a social media world where you see all the highlights. I think our guest today actually mentioned that during our interview.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that for a
Yeah.
second. So, and I'll turn this over to you because it was weeks and months of going back and forth. And
Yes.
finally,
Finally.
you
Finally.
got your neighbor down in the chair.
It's here finally. Yes. It was definitely not his doing that was difficult. But yes, today we have Angelo Serse, the New Jersey Devils power skating coach. Um, he was willing to do it, but we needed to go through the proper channels with the New Jersey Devils to request an official, interview to make sure that they were okay and that they signed off on it because we don't want to get Angelo in trouble. But yes, finally we have our interview with Angelo Serse, who happens to be my neighbor. Um, yeah, man, he's a very accomplished uh, power skating coach in our area, which as most people know, one of our partners, ProStride Skating.
Yep.
Um, yeah, no, it's finally here. Finally, we have Angelo's interview, and he was a lot of fun. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the guy's
Yeah, he
obviously
was.
a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
He skates with kids from all ages up to professionals.
Oh yeah.
Played at high levels himself. And again, we've been so lucky to have some folks on recently that have just experienced hockey in all its facets, and from coaching to skills to playing and all the things, and he's
Yeah.
just yet another one that's got like
Yeah.
an awesome perspective
Impressive
on the
resume.
game of hockey. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
um
Yeah. And he
so
does the thing that is most important for all of our children to do. I mean, skating, if you can't skate, you can't play.
yeah, well, so he even mentioned like in the interview, and
Mhm.
won't give too much away, but like he even made a mention that he made an argument for that, like skating might not be the most important thing. um
Listen, if you have a shot like Ovechkin, right?
yes, but ultimately, look, there's the skating piece. The professionals, they also have skating coaches. They're professionals continue to work on their skating, and
Yeah.
there are certainly guys that get to the bigger stages without being the best skaters on the team. So I think that there's obviously a baseline that you need to have in order to keep on progressing through the ranks. So
Yes.
for sure, it's a super integral part. And yes, if you're so handicapped with skating, you're only going to get so far.
Yes.
But yeah, at the same time, there's it's not like, people that get to the pros are the best skaters,
No, they generally have other attributes that kind of set them apart from their
no doubt.
peers, right? Whether it's a sick set of hands, whether it's a shot like Ovechkin, um, or whether it's they're just like a face-off stud, right? We've talked a couple times on these last couple interviews. I want to say it was with Doug Christensen. We talked, and I think Alex Kim actually. We touched on this as well. Um, there are guys that make careers out of doing certain things, right? Face-off
For
guys.
sure. Yes. Yes.
Guys that can kill a penalty, right? Guys like Ovechkin that just can hammer the puck into the back of the net, that maybe is not the prettiest skater. Um, you know, Listen, there are roles, especially as our kids get older, right? There are
Yes.
definitely roles that people can make careers out of.
Yeah. No,
You know?
that's how people do make their
Yeah.
careers, is by being a being a role player. And, I think that's something that also, for parents of kids at younger ages, before that starts even creeping into the game. I mean, like, your kid might not have realized what his best attribute is, because it's
True.
the team they're on, the age they're at. It's not what they're still learning things in a more general purpose format, right? Like playing the game, learning the fundamentals, the nuts and bolts, some of the details. And then after
Yeah.
that, they'll build on other things. So who knows?
Yeah.
Like Jam, you could have, like, a fourth line enforcer on your hands, for
Yeah.
example. You know what I mean? Like, you don't
Yeah.
know.
No, it's true. Yeah.
So in any event, what do you
Yeah.
think? We can kick it over to our interview with Angelo.
I think so. I think we'll let everybody listen and then we'll catch everybody on the flip side.
Perfect.
So
Let's do it.
here is Angelo Serse, New Jersey Devils power skating coach. I hope everybody enjoys.
Enjoy.
All right, here we are, finally, with Angelo Serse after a while. We've been Angelo, we've been pushing this for a while now. So to finally have you on is wonderful. We are here with Angelo Serse, ProStride Elite owner and New Jersey Devils power skating coach. Man, thanks for taking the time.
No, thanks for having us, and glad it finally worked out.
Yes, I will no longer bust Jamie's chops, because for the longest time it was a work in progress.
It was.
I swear we're getting it done.
That's what he would say, that more or less, and I'd be like, okay, okay.
So at least I look like I know what I'm doing at this point.
Yeah,
no
You know
doubt.
what I mean?
You've redeemed yourself.
Yes. But so Angelo, you had a playing career. Why don't you talk about like how you kind of came up in the game? I'm curious to hear that.
Yeah, I had somewhat of a playing career. We were just talking about it, how the New Jersey area, we had some unbelievable players come through with my 85 birth year. Guys that should have played in the league for a long time. And we might have had one guy play in the AHL, and that's about it. So, I mean, I'm from Ozone Park, Queens. My father was off the boat from Italy, didn't speak English till second grade. So it was actually my uncle who got me into hockey. He brought me and my cousin to Long Beach, and we did learn to skate there. My cousin got off the ice. He didn't like it. And then apparently I wanted to get off too. My dad still to this day will be like, there was a coach there. He doesn't know what he said to you, but after he talked to you, you never got off the ice. So whoever that guy is, I appreciate it. Because it led me to my
now
career.
You have a career in it, yes.
Yeah. But we moved upstate to Monroe, New York, and I would travel to Inglewood to play for the Mavericks. I did that for a year, and then they're no longer there. Then then I was told that, like, I'm kind of decent at hockey, that, like, hey, you should try out for this AAA team and called the Colonials. So we went over to Colonials for my Pee Wee year. And then when I was there, some of the parents were like, hey, like, your kid's pretty good. Like, a bunch of us are going to the Youth Devils. So I went over there. We won a national championship there my U14 year.
That's awesome.
We beat Team Alaska in the finals. Brandon Dubinsky was on that team.
Wow.
And
cool.
that kind of changed a lot for us, where a lot of us started to get talked to, but not much still. We still didn't get too much respect. But then there was the festival from there, and high school hockey at Bosco. Then it was off to juniors. When I was in high school, I think it was the Chicago Showcase was really what helped me in my career. We had a great showing out there. We were out there for way too long. Some great stories that we can't tell. But that's maybe for spitting chicklets. But we had a great time out there, and there was some teams in the EJHL, which I didn't even know what the EJ was at the time. And my dad was like, juniors? No, my son's going to college. Like, I was going to be the first child to go to college.
Right.
like, I'm going to college. And every parent was like, no, no, no. He will go to college, but
Just not
like
yet.
He's
he'll
gonna juniors
develop.
first. Yeah.
Yes, he's gonna
Right.
go play juniors. And so I made a rule with my dad when I played juniors up in Boston for the Harbor Wolves in the EJ, I would have to take community courses. So I did go to college, kept some credits. So I was actually
Right.
considered transfer when I ended up going to college,
Oh,
which
interesting.
which definitely helped me because I was able to lighten my load for hockey to play college hockey at Stony Brook University. And then from there, I thought my career was done. And I had some coaches ask me if I wanted to play in the minors. And I got a random phone call and went down to Texas, made that team, played there for a little bit in the CHL, and then played in the Federal Hockey League for a little bit, played some men's league there. And then it kind of was like, all right, I'm done with hockey, and I started coaching. So that was
Wow.
my kind of path. I think one of the biggest things, and I obviously know what you guys do here, is I talked to my dad recently um, about when was it that I really wanted to go play college hockey? Like when was it in my mind that that's what I wanted to do? And it was not until my senior year
In
at the
high school.
Chicago Showcase in high school,
Right.
where I thought that
Interesting.
was what I was playing for.
Wow. So it took that
Interesting.
long into your playing
I
career.
I obviously always, maybe I was naive, maybe I just love playing a game of hockey. I was okay at it. There were guys way better than me. I just worked hard, and it taught me a lot more life lessons, I think,
Right.
than just skills, right? Just becoming better at hockey or whatnot. I was definitely a late bloomer as well, size wise. I mean, my freshman year at Bosco, they were like, "Yeah, you're too small to be a defenseman," and made me a forward. And I told some of the guys here in the locker room, and they're like, just rolling their eyes, like,
Yeah.
"Please, like, that was the dumbest thing you ever did." But that was hockey back then, right?
Right.
Like, it
Yeah. It's
was.
true.
I still have scars on my wrists from being hooked and slashed, and that wasn't a penalty. So it was
Back
different.
then, it's true. Yeah.
But it's very interesting. Just knowing a lot of parents and kids, and obviously that's what I do for a living. It's very nice if you can play college hockey or any sport, right? It's really nice. But at the end of the day, now that I have kids, I got my daughter's 8 years old, my son's 6. Why are they playing sports? It's to learn life lessons and to get out of the house.
Yeah.
Um, and I think I don't know. Is it, and you guys probably have talked to guys, is it because it's so much money now that parents feel entitled? But I will tell you, like, I'm from a blue collar family. My father worked his butt off to get every dollar he earned. And
Right.
I can tell you right now, I can vividly picture it's probably, what was it, maybe 94, 95, 96, when I made my first AAA team and he got that bill. I can remember him. I made the Colonials AAA team and him looking at the paper and
What
being like,
the
"Are you sure you want to do this?
That's
Are you
right.
sure?" It was
Yeah.
$2,500 for the season.
Yeah. It's an expensive sport. No, I remember, so like when I was playing, I played for the Saints growing up,
Oh
and
yeah.
the last team I played for was Rockets, the junior B team.
Yep.
And I remember when the tuition piece came around, there was talk about just how to kind of like raise money if you can't afford it, to like,
Yeah.
whatever you need to do to kind of help
Yeah.
offset the costs, fundraisers, whatever it was. But yeah, man, it's I think you're right as far as the entitlement piece that you were like alluding to, but it's not only like the financial bit, it's also like the time commitment, because like parents are
Mhm.
also, and like they go to your clinics and they go to your
Yeah.
privates, and like they're spending so much time with their kid for this game, time,
Yeah.
effort, energy, money. Like they want to see some kind of ROI. And like I get it, but at the same time, that's not where their head
Well,
should be if they want to have set their kids up for long-term success.
I mean, we should have had my mom on as well to see why she was driving from Washingtonville, New York to Bridgewater, because back with the
Wow.
Colonials, if there was not ice, we would practice down at the Rock
Where
Oh, wow.
really? That's
in
like a 2 hour.
Bridgewater.
That's got to be a 2+ hour ride down
It
from
was
to
far.
Bridgewater, right?
It was
Yeah.
far.
Wow.
Because Washingtonville's an hour north of me, and the Rockets are an hour south of me. So
Uh-huh.
you're at least 2 hours, right?
So why was my mom doing that? Why was my
Yeah.
mom driving up to Plattsburgh in snowstorms, like getting lost? There was no MapQuest. There was no
Totally.
No
there was no
GPS.
Waze. Like she had printouts. Like we talk about it all the time. Like my mom
right.
just like driving us because my dad was working. Like he
Yeah.
had to work. And so I don't think my mom never. I mean, I may be putting words in her mouth, but I don't think she ever did it for any other reason because I loved it.
Right.
It's interesting, Angelo. I think parents do feel a little entitled. I also think that the area that we live in. I mean,
Yeah.
you live down the street from me, right? Scott lives over in Cresco. The area that we live in is super competitive,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I don't know if you've ever
Well,
heard people.
why do you think so?
Yeah, let's hear.
Oh man, we're gonna piss a lot of people off.
That's okay.
Why are they so competitive? Are the people who are competitive like guys that never played ever a
Probably.
sport?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know. I want my
Living vicariously through your kid, maybe.
like I think about it with my kids, right? And me and my wife debate about it all the time. Like with my daughter, am I holding her back a little bit? Or I mean, we have so many studies here. Our sports science team here is so smart. There are so many studies proving that overuse of a sport, how much it could damage you, not even forget about mental wise, forget about burnout, literally physically hurt you to where you get injured, literally physically stop your growth from developing because you're overusing these muscles and they don't ever get to relax. Like I read a book I was given by one of our sports guys. A youth player should take 2 to 3 months off that certain sport per year.
To let whatever heal.
Yeah.
And
But
grow.
now that's physically impossible with every sport. Baseball, right? Like I was way better at baseball than I was at hockey, but I just enjoyed hockey way more. So in high school, I stopped playing baseball and I just focused on hockey. That's when I had to really decide. But like if you look at baseball, it's year round.
I think every sport can be right now, to be honest with you.
It is. And if you look at hockey specifically, it makes sense because if you're a business owner of a rink, when's your dead time? During the summer. I have all this ice. Okay. Well,
Spring,
what can I
summer,
do with this ice? Well, what if we charge these parents more and we offer them more and we get paid?
tickets.
We get paid off of dead ice. Like we could, well, all right, we charge 4,000 or 5,000. Well, let's double that and we go year round. Now, what they're doing
It's true.
is hurting not only the players, which that's what you guys think of. You mentioned the parents. That's burning the parents out. Forget about those two. It's killing the coaches. No coach wants to do this year round. I know for a fact I was at a local rink. Won't say what it was, but I would be leaving the rink, watching the coaches come in March like zombies. And they're like, our season just ended last week. We had 2 days off and now we have tryouts.
Yep. Tune-ups, tryouts,
This
leads
is
right into
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that one building, I don't think they have one coach that has been there since maybe even after COVID. All right. So you're talking about you're talking about 5 years.
Right. They turn
It's
over.
high turnover.
And then the biggest problem too with hockey youth sports is like, okay, people are blaming parents for running all over the place. I don't blame the parents. It's the organizations because I get it. Like you need to make sure you're going to a place where you have a good coach.
Right.
It's not the organization, it's the coach that, like, maybe at that level, like, that coach isn't good. We need to leave. Like, no offense to the organization, no offense to the building. That level,
Right.
the coach isn't good. Hold on, guys. I gotta plug this in apparently.
Yeah, God. Oh,
All
we
good.
don't want you to die.
No,
We definitely don't
I,
want your feed to die.
I thought it
No, but
was plugged in.
that's interesting, Angelo. It's funny, Scott. I was going to say before about the competitive nature of our area, right? Um, Angelo, I think that not only what I was saying before is the competitive nature of our area. I mean, have
Yeah.
you ever heard anybody talk about like colleges around here? Oh, my kid's going to Duke. My kid's going to UNC. My neighbors are like struggling, with their kids' friends getting, big time offers. And if your kid's not going to one of those schools, they feel, I don't say let down, but they, it's real,
Yeah.
And James, you're talking about on academics, sports, or both?
Both. It doesn't
Both.
necessarily have to be sports.
Yeah.
Well,
My kid's getting into Yale, my kid's getting to UNC, right? I mean, it's real in our area.
And well, I think that's everywhere. And I've been seeing a big issue. And I mean, we can go on a tangent with this one too. Social media is the number one problem of that.
Oh.
Right. So like I've had girls, I've had guys that I've been working with who everyone has a different path. I've worked with two different kids. I've literally worked with them every single week together for years. I've taught them how to skate. They both played at a very good club team. They grew up playing together. They went to high school. When it got to high school, that's where one of them started to really excel. One of them ended up going to the U.S. national team, playing D1 hockey now, is drafted.
I know who you're talking about.
The other one, and just as good. Maybe didn't grow as much as quick, but now he's massive as well. Took a different path, went to prep school, grew a little bit. Now he finally got his D1 ride. Right?
Well, maybe I don't know who you're talking about.
But you won't know the second kid. You know the first kid.
I know the first kid. Yeah.
The second one, I mean, now he's got a D1 ride. Now
Good for him.
But for a long time,
yeah,
there's a lot of resentment there, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of jealousy, and I get it because, oh, you put this post and this, and you're seeing this, like, okay, like it's such a facet lie. I mean, that's the best word for it. Like, no one ever, there's so many things out there that no one ever puts the bad stuff out there on social media.
Right. No.
We talk about that a lot. Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I'm on a trip. Look at me. Oh, I love when my wife is like, you never post anything about me. I go, do you understand that there are studies out there that show that like, if you post things about your significant other, there's proven facts there that like, that's because you're not doing well. And then I've had buddies who have always posted stuff. And then you find out like, oops, they've cheated or they're divorced and like no offense, like that's fine. Like I'm not judging at all.
Yeah.
But like this whole time you were showing that you had this fantastic marriage and
it was
really now you're divorced.
Yeah.
Okay. And then my wife gets mad because I don't post happy birthday to this one here. Right. So like kids all the time and like especially with the girls, they're a little more sensitive. But the boys are too. But like all the girls are posting their D1 offers and then to this school and to this school. And then I do have parents who want their kid to get that Ivy school.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, how many CEOs are not from an Ivy League school? There was an article that just was out the other day. I forget the exact number, but they're not from Ivy League schools. Like, you'll be okay if you don't go to Ivy League.
Right. There's different paths.
Like, listen, it's cool if you do, but like, understand too that if you go to an Ivy League school, you better hope you get financial aid. because they don't give scholarships.
Right.
No, that's true.
And you have to understand, when you go to those Ivy League schools, they actually don't care about sports. They only care about academics. So
Yeah.
you are like
Sports
pushed
are
to the
secondary.
side. I have my best friend, his brother was the Cornell lacrosse coach for a long time. They just
wow.
won nationals last year, and he's like, I'm done. Because it's tough. They don't get what they need. And the school fights on them on it. So
Wow.
I don't know. Is it cool and pristine to get that Ivy League? I don't know. I don't know why so many people care what other people think.
That's a good point. But let me, in talking
It's
about
a
It's a
hard
very
one.
real thing.
That's a
No,
hard
but-
one.
No, it is. But like in terms of like what other people think is kind of like a good segue. And I
Yeah.
just, talking about skating,
Yeah.
right? And I just want to like bring it back to
Yeah.
kind of like your bread and butter and, what's, brought you so much success. But in terms of, like the great skaters that you've coached,
Mhm.
like are there certain characteristics that you would say that like they all have in common? And
Oh, yeah.
a kind of like a follow-up to that, and you mentioned kind of like late bloomers yourself. I think you said that you were one yourself. The timing with it also and I'm saying the timing because when we talk about skills, so many parents, and whether it's bro science or it's for real, they're like skating. You got to become a great skater at a young age, or they're just not going to be able to play. Now, maybe I'm oversimplifying it, but just kind of like, what are the things they have in common, and what are your thoughts on like the timing of it all?
So the first question, what they have in common, they're athletic.
Okay.
They're freaks of nature. They're animals in a gym. You look at guys like Chris Kreider, and the guy can jump out of a pool.
I've
Right?
seen that
Really?
video. Yeah, I've seen the video.
Yeah.
Are you
He-
serious?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can jump
from
out of a pool.
standing. It's
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
fucking insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Wow.
Like Jesper Bratt was talking about how he played soccer. Like that makes sense. That's where you got your quickness from. That's
Yeah.
where you got your speed, like running. Like you have to. They're all athletes.
Yeah.
They're athletic. I mean, you can't harp that enough. The NHL has done a study. This is my favorite study. They studied Sweden and Finland. Two countries have the most NHL players per population. So they've studied why. X's and O's, nothing too different. Skating, skills, nothing too different. Two things stood out. One, they play 3 different sports. And as soon as that sport ends, they go to the next one. And they do that till high school. Number 2, now this is tough, and we already talked about it. Victor Hedman's the prime example. Victor Hedman has played for 3 teams in his entire life. His town, his country, and the Lightning. They do not go running around looking for teams. So that one's debatable. Now,
Is that like a stability, like a mental stability type of thing, or it has to do with like the training at those respective places potentially?
I would assume the training that you're just consistently building, and there's no need to go
You
running
don't
around.
deviate. Yeah, you're not
Got it.
deviating. You have this
Yeah.
skill and you
The
just work on it.
consistency.
Period.
Yep.
Yeah. And then what was the third part of that? I know there's a third part to that question.
Like the timing of it.
The timing. Everyone's different. When you hear the guys on Chicklets a lot interview guys, and they're like, yeah, I was a late bloomer. Yeah, I was playing for the U.S. national team, and that's where I go, well, how'd you get there? You're not a late bloomer if you ended up on the U.S. Like, stop. All right.
True.
Like, I was a late bloomer. That's why, like, I got to like a point where guys were like, yeah, like, where did you come from? Like, oh, like, all right, but you don't have the playing resume, so like, you're gone. I think up until high school, nothing matters. And I'm not saying when it gets to high school, like that's, oh my God, like now it's urgent. No, like play 3 different sports. Like look at a prep school. If you go to prep school, if you go to a Hotchkiss or a Loomis or whatever it
They
is,
make you play
you
sports.
have to play 3
Yeah.
sports,
Yeah.
right? And some of those guys have gone on to have unbelievable careers. I mean, you think Brian Leach, Mike Richter, some of those guys who have gone through that route and have done so well. The timing, I just think is different. I know for my son, who's now just turned 6, he needed to learn to skate before he even touched a stick. So I had him and 6 other kids from his preschool out on the ice, 30 minutes. And we just did some fun stuff skating wise, like jumps. And I had every single one of them going forwards, backwards, and somewhat stopping after 6 weeks. Right. And so we were only on the ice for 3 hours in total.
Right.
Every single one of them could do that except for one. And that was my son. My son had a really good snow angel going. And like, so I had all these parents come with their kids, and I felt bad just like spending time with my son while he was doing his snow angels. So I left him and it would help the other kids. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pay the money, put him in to learn to skate. So Jason Briggs over at Sporto is unbelievable. He actually coached me at Bosco for 1 year. And so I showed up. Briggs was like, hey, oh, you want to jump on the ice? I go, I just paid you so I didn't have to. I go, he's not listening to me. I apparently don't know what I'm doing. So you need to teach him.
Of course not, Dad.
Yeah. And Briggs did an unbelievable job. I don't know, one day, like it just clicked for him and he ended up loving it. It's almost similar to what happened with me. And so now all of a sudden, like he's a hockey player and now I'm his coach and I'm like, buddy, you barely know how to skate. You're lying. And so, but it's so cool to see him now have the confidence once he has the stick in his hand now at 6.
Right.
And now he's in learn to play, where I had one of my best friends, he put his kids in learn to play and they hate hockey. They never played it. They're older. And I'm like, did you put him in learn to skate? He's like, no. I'm like, well, yeah, like okay, so this could show you how crazy it is. There are people who are playing mite hockey who also bring their kids to learn to play to get more ice time. So now my son, who is at learn to play, is going against kids who are a lot better.
Who are
And
already knowing how to play. Yeah.
and they're way better with the puck. And like, he doesn't know how to stick handle. He's got worse hands than I did, which is crazy. And so he's starting to get a little deterred from it because there's some good kids. But now, obviously, the coaches that learn to play, there's the one kid, I don't recall his name. He's so good with the kids, right? And some of the games that he's playing is great. And so we obviously like start pushing the puck towards my son a little bit when he's going against the better kids. Like we do it for everyone, right? You want to make sure that they're having the best experience because the NHL has found that at the mite level, that's where the biggest drop off is. Obviously, I don't think that's a secret, but why? It's because they're deterred because they can't skate.
That makes sense. Yeah, my son did learn to skate before he started. As like we were in Manhattan, he was over at Chelsea Piers, like the Cyclones, like prep.
Oh yeah.
But he was
same with Dominic.
Yeah, and we he started off in like just regular like the figure skates, the rentals, and then he
So
graduated
I never did figure skates. Couldn't do it.
Yeah,
couldn't do it for my son.
Dominic's never done it either.
No.
But no offense.
No, don't take it. It's all good. It's just that was his path.
I do know people that have done that. You're not the only one, Scott.
Well, because it's wide, it's a wider blade, so it's easier to balance.
So, and in complete honesty, when I took him there, it was to go skate with his cousin who wanted to learn how to skate. And just like the two young kids were just doing the same thing, you know? Yeah. And so it was just like, all right, just go out there with your cousin, you know, just do your thing. And then when he showed interest in the hockey that was happening down there, I'm like, all right, dude, there's different skates. Let's get those. And blah, 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 blah.
How was that transition going from the figure skates to hockey? Not bad at all.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't bad. I
Yeah.
mean, it was definitely like he wasn't a super proficient skater when
Yeah.
he moved into hockey skates. Anyway,
Yeah.
it was definitely different. But like we're talking, like he was,
Just a
I don't know, 4.
yeah. So one skate, he's
It
just
wasn't.
going. Yeah.
It wasn't so much of a so much of a difference, and he's since obviously figured it out. But
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah. Uh,
It's funny, Angela. You just mentioned like kind of like the retention rate of mites,
Yeah.
right? Because to make sure they're having fun, or else why would they hang around? We had Bob Mancini from USA Hockey,
Yes.
um, and we had him on. Matter of fact, the episode came out this morning, and one of his big thing, one of USA Hockey's big thing was the retention rate of their younger players,
Yeah.
right? And he said it used to be like 45%. And now it's upwards of like 87 to 90%. And he was talking about fun, how it's important for the kids
Oh
to
yeah.
enjoy and love what they're doing, or else why would they hang around for this?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I give USA Hockey a lot of credit for, for kind of formulating a program where the retention rate has essentially doubled.
That's
Right. It's
awesome.
just, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
It's
all,
good to
and
know.
it's all based on fun, you know?
Yeah, it has to be. Well, that's the one thing too, where like I haven't worked with a younger player like that in a long time.
Yeah.
Um, and there's just some games that they implemented that like my kid loves it. And then just as simple as like he loves a Superman dive.
Mhm.
Like
They do it
literally
under the bar, right?
he's like, "Can we just do a Superman dive?" Like, we're scrimmaging. During a scrimmage, he's asking for a Superman dive. I'm like, "Buddy, just go to the corner and go do it. Sure. Like, whatever you want, buddy." Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
but it like, they'll do a simple drill where they have all the pucks in the middle of the ice, the nets are facing the other way, and it's clean your room. Go get a puck, put it in the net. Like, it's just so
Right.
simplistic and so much fun. Like, even playing tag. Tag is
Yeah.
probably like I probably have done it with Dom. I
Oh,
will
yeah.
always be like, all right, you can't leave until you tag me. And
Mhm.
what am I doing the whole time? I'm just turning. And what
Yep.
are the kids doing? They're
They're
doing tight turns
turning.
to follow,
Yeah.
right.
They
but
have
they're
no
playing a
idea they're
game.
working. Yeah.
Not
Right.
a clue.
Yeah.
Right? So like literally tag.
Yeah.
It's but
Well,
that's awesome to hear.
that's so you brought up a few things, and on one hand we're talking about playing tag with young kids as a way for them to learn tight turns.
Yep.
Clearly you're coaching at the professional level skating, and just before we even started recording you were mentioning how some of the if there's a lot of drills and
Yeah.
technique that you're going to teach at all different ages.
Yeah.
As far as skating goes, and just from like your own experience and how you go about things, kind of like what changes from the younger kids up to pros? And obviously there's communication pieces that change, of course.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the actual skating instruction, what to focus on, like, is there like clearly defined like stages? Like this is like all edge work, then we move into like strength, speed, agility, kind of like what's the progression? And how does that change, if at all, from the different age groups?
You should see some pro or junior guys play a game of knockout. It gets intense. It gets intense. I am telling you, there was one time with the junior team that I work with once a week. I was like, all right, we're going to do some puck protection, some shuffle stride, like work on lateral movement. And I was like, all right, we'll see how this goes. We're going to play a game of knockout. And they were like, all right. And then they finished. They go, we're going again. We're going again.
Oh my goodness.
After
That's
like
awesome.
the 5th or 6th game, I was like, guys, I got to go get my kids. Like, you can keep playing, but I
I
have to
gotta go.
leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it like blew my mind that they wanted to play it so bad.
Right.
There is the biggest difference from a younger kid to an NHL player, skating wise, when working with them, is with a NHL guy, we'll work on one thing,
Hmm.
and that's it. Until they can do that simple thing savagely well. Whether it's their forward stride, their tight turns, their crossovers, fundamental things. With a younger kid, retention. Like just you want to keep them engaged. You
Mm.
have to move on.
Right.
You're not going to spend as much time, but that's fine because you have so many more years to work on that to do it correctly.
Right.
The biggest thing and the biggest problem is um, I had one of our last year, I had one of our development coaches at the Devils ask me, he goes, if you talk to a bunch of different skill coaches, they're all on the same page, pretty much. Here or there might be with a skill coach, underhandling, overhandling in certain situations. Goalie coaches, certain things here or there that they may not agree on, but pretty similar. He goes, why is skating all over the place? And I go, that's a simple, simple question. We shared an ice with two different sports. You got hockey, speed skating, and figure skating. Now, if you think about figure skating and speed skating, they don't have that many players. We do. Business wise, they'll make more money teaching us. Well, I could teach hockey players. All it is a little different body angle and the same put. No, it is the biomechanics of how you work wearing a figure skate or a speed skate to a hockey skate is completely different. There was one time I was working at a college and we spent the week there. And so me and my business partner were just walking around. We were being shown the school. We ran into the cross country team. And so I asked the cross country team, I go, hey, do you guys have the same coach as the sprinters? And they laughed at me like I was an idiot. And I was like, what are you talking about? It's running. Why is it different? They go, it's completely different. I go, I know. I just wanted to hear you say it. There's different mechanics to how your body works when you're sprinting or you're running a longer distance. We just talked about it. There's a different blade. Do you know that figure skaters only sharpen their skate at like an inch? They're super dull.
Huh.
So
I'd have never thought that.
they're on
I've
top of
heard
the
that.
ice more. But they
Right.
have a wider blade, they have a longer blade, they have a toe pick. Speed skaters, they have a longer blade, they have a longer
Right.
glide. So you have these people trying to teach how they skate to a hockey player. The biomechanics are different. Then you have some hockey coaches that will just be like, all right, this is the old way of skating. This is the new way of skating. That Ryan Reeves interview on Chicklets the other day, I've never been sent a video more in my life. Now I literally had someone go to me and be like, I am trying to visually picture skating upright and being on my toes at the same time. He goes, I just can't grasp the concept. And then you see a video of Matthew Schaefer on a back check, body angled forwards at a 45-degree angle, good arm swing, long stride, catches a guy, picks a guy on a breakaway, goes the other way. I think Matthew Schaefer's doing pretty well, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
No doubt.
Number one pick overall.
No
I'll
doubt.
say.
I guess
Yeah.
he can't skate though because he's not upright. He's not running on his toes. Like, are there times where you're going to? I kind of know what they're talking about. I think it's more of the McDavid, like short, choppy crossovers with the lateral mobility. Yeah, that's different. But you're also not Connor McDavid. What Connor McDavid
Not many
does.
people are.
Nope. But there are people out there who say you just gotta do one drill and you'll skate like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one drill.
Sure.
You're good. But there's times where McDavid will shorten up his stride and then change it immediately, mid shift, mid game. Like there's only two people I've seen do that. It's McDavid and Eric Carlson. Eric Carlson, I've seen change his stride mid shift to where like he's
Interesting.
wide, he's really wide based, and he's kind of delayed. It's their way of delaying. And then when these guys want to go, then they get to full extension. So is there one way to skate? No. Is there one way to skate at your top maximum speed? Yes. And that has to be taught. That's a lot harder than doing these little tiny crossovers that anyone could do. My son can do that, and he can't skate very well at all. So there's definitely to kind of sum it all up. Yeah, you want to build that good foundation at the beginning. And then it's just going to make it easier when you get that stick to be able to stick handle a little better and have more confidence with the puck, have more balance. Because even at the NHL level, we're still working on guys that are we got 18, 19-year-old kids. They're still babies. They're still growing into their body. And they're sometimes like Bambi out there. Right. And they're like, we have one player that I've worked with who this year looks so much better. I go, what did you do differently? He goes, nothing. He's just stronger. He's older. He's more balanced now. And it looks fantastic.
Interesting.
Right. And so he's still developing.
Yeah.
I'm curious, Angelo, would you, to our young parents who have young skaters, right? Would you recommend, because I never did the figure skating thing, right? We went right into learn to skate and then learn to play. Would you recommend kids go learn from a figure skating coach, or would you say,
I sent my son,
right? Oh, you did?
Jason Briggs is a figure skater.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. I didn't realize that. Okay.
So he's a figure skating coach.
Got it.
There were also people on the ice with hockey skates. I think just at that point when you're learning, you're just working on fundamentals, and everyone's kind of following a checklist. Like, can they hop on 1 foot or 2 feet, or can they do a stride on their right foot? Like, that's fine. Yes, I'm not saying that like you can't go work with a figure skater or a speed skater.
No, I got you.
There are people who have worked with them and have made it to the NHL. Like, it's doable.
Right.
But like, the biggest thing I get in our area, because especially with my daughter, she's into soccer. A lot of the parents don't know hockey, and they're like, "What do you do for a living? You teach NHL guys how to skate? Don't they already know how to skate?" Like, yes, they do. But what I am doing is I am trying to find 5-10% more efficiency.
Yeah.
So they become a little bit faster. Yeah. So we have an edge on the other teams. Absolutely. And then that's going to give them more confidence.
Sure.
Because I've had one guy here who's played over 1,000 games. We were working on tight turns, which we will work on with the youth players. Like, nothing changes from youth to NHL. The terminology changes, like you kind of pointed to, and how we progress. Right? It's a lot slower with an NHL guy because of bad habits, a lot quicker because with younger guys because they don't have those bad habits. But you want to make sure that when you're starting to go and you're going through this whole process, that you're just trying to do it to the best of your ability. But then we'll get guys here that like I was saying, we worked on tight turns. He goes, I have never felt more confident and better to do it. He was like, where were you 10 years ago? I was like, we're the same age, buddy. I was still playing too. But way to the level. But it's crazy to see that like some of these guys, whether they're taught incorrectly, not taught it, but still get to this level because they do so many things so well.
They do other things well.
And I think the biggest thing is just the hockey IQ. Mm-hmm. Could it be more important than skating? I would say so.
Really?
Interesting.
Right? You have guys in the league who've and Alex Ovechkin.
I was just gonna say, look at Ovechkin. He's an awful skater. But
his crossovers are really, really good.
Yes, but everything else looks odd.
Oh, he's a train wreck going in a straight
Especially
line.
for somebody like you who like breaks down skating strides. You must watch him and go, oh God, oh God.
Well, like we were actually talking about it with this year's draft. Like I was involved with it and it was cool to be a part of it. And like if this was back in, I think, what were we, 2003, I think our draft year was, because Ovechkin's my age. Like if that came across my desk, I would have been crossovers.
Pass.
Pretty good. Forwards needs a lot of work. But that's just wise,
they want to pass on this one, guys.
Well, I would have been like, he's going to be a little bit of a project. But then like the skills coach would have been like, he could score.
Yeah, Yeah, this guy can shoot. This guy can shoot like a motherfucker. We need to get him now. And you figure out how to teach him how to skate to
I
the best of
gotcha.
your ability.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he probably was
So-
like, don't need to skate. I scored goals.
Right.
but but that's so interesting, because I think if you ask any like average person about like who doesn't know hockey in great detail, they would just assume that because he's the best goal
Leading
scorer of all
scorer,
time, that
yeah.
he's like a proficient, fantastic skater. So like that said, though, are there some like common like mistakes or maybe even like misconceptions in terms of like skating development that people have in that like when approaching it? Like I don't know what they would be, but like is there things that that you see often that people are just like wrong on when it comes to like either learning or developing skating?
Oof. When you say that, like the first thing that comes to mind is we get a lot. Parents are like, he needs to work on his 10 and 2s. He needs to work on his mohawks. Or
Right,
like,
like speed versus technique maybe is an example, right?
yeah. I mean, could you teach the technique incorrectly for hockey? Technically, yes. But could you still skate down the ice? Yes. It just won't
Right.
be as efficient. And we've had, so we had been introduced to it about 7 years ago. We have the 1080 sprint. You get attached to the back of your pants and you take off. Us at ProStride, we actually have one now. If you go to prostride.com, we have a leaderboard. You can see your results. You can compare yourself to yourself. If you've done it multiple times, you can compare yourself to peers. You could compare yourself to everyone. And we have some NHL guys up there as well, which is it's cool to see. And we do have some guys who have beat our NHL guy that's on there, which is fun to see. Our one player who is on the top of that leaderboard played Division III hockey.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
So why didn't he play D1 if he's faster than an NHL guy? Because he's going in the wrong direction. He doesn't know that there's a lot of times where you need to slow down and go half speed. So it's actually funny. Like my father, I remember there were some games where I didn't have any points, any goals, and he was like, "You played really hard, great job." And then I remember there would be some games where I had 3 goals, and he was like, "You look like shit. You were lazy as hell."
Hmm.
I was in position. I was in
Right.
position to get those pucks. I was in those lanes. I had to slow down. That's the hockey IQ, right? And then gimmicky or not, I don't think it is. But what we've been calling it is hockey skating IQ as well, right? You have your hockey IQ. That's your X's and O's, where to be. But then you also have hockey skating IQ where, all right, here's your toolbox. We're giving you all these different tools. You got to figure out when to use them, especially for defensemen. There are 8 different ways I will teach you going forwards to backwards. There's a 9th way. It's forget what the push is. It's a figure skating push with your outside edge, and it's fine. I'll use it. I actually kind of like it as a forward if you're just trying to get a little bit of space, like to get a quick shot off. But I got guys being taught to do that forwards to backwards on transitions, and then they're getting blown past by a forward. And it's like, yeah, probably not the right tool in that right situation.
Mm.
You weren't going fast enough. Then there are some times where you see it a lot in youth where, all right, that player was going 100 miles an hour the whole time. That's why the pass was behind you. You weren't in the passing lane, right? So it's hockey skating IQ, where to know what to do what. And that kind of
Wow.
goes back to Eric Carlson and McDavid, where they have 2 different styles of skating, where they have a style that will shorten up and then they'll have a style that lengthens out. Well, why are they shortening up? To delay, to slow down, but to keep moving. Then they have their bigger engine where, okay,
The big
now it's time
burst.
to go. And then that's when you see Connor McDavid split for New York Rangers and go in for a goal for, I mean, a guy has a highlight reel goal every single year. His backhand the other night, like
That was
this guy's
crazy.
ridiculous. This guy's just not human.
No. But that, you know, that's something that you see a lot, and just because you're talking about McDavid and the wider stance and getting low, and the just this is a very specific question, but a lot of times you'll see players like kind of like when they're like turning, they'll have both skates on the ice, or but they'll pick up one like their toes on one skate and kind of like they're kind of riding their heel a little bit.
So is that on a tight turn, or is that going down the ice?
No, let's just say that I'm like picturing it kind of like in close, like to the net,
Yeah.
and you're kind of like, you know, you're in a
So
little bit of
that's
traffic.
so we call that an anchor.
I was
So
just
you're
gonna say
anchor.
an
You're
anchor.
using that heel to anchor in to the ice,
Yeah.
and with
So
your
you can
other
turn.
foot, you're going to push, and you're actually pulling yourself in that direction with that heel. That's something that's something that we will do with the little kids. We'll call it shuffle stride, and then using that anchor to pull you, and then we'll do knockout, and they can kind of use that to be a little more fluid and have more agility. And then we were doing that with NHL guys the other day, right?
How cool is
You're gonna do it in a tight spot in traffic. You're gonna do it on a breakaway. I think it was a couple of summers ago. I believe it was Eichel during a summer skate. Faked right, faked left, and then tucked it in, and the goalie was in the corner. And he just used it so well.
The anchor.
Yeah. And it's something that like we've worked on with some guys at this level, and they can't do it very well. And so it takes them a little bit to get it to click. But again, do you need that tool? No. Is it nice to have? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesper Bratt can do it very, very well. He did it on his shootout goal the other night.
I was just gonna say against was it Montreal or was it against
It was the
it was the other
a
one.
shootout winner against
Yes.
Was it
Yes.
Montreal? Yeah.
I want to say it was Montreal.
OT. It was OT winner.
It was the overtime. Oh, Scott, you were at the game.
It was OT. I was at the game.
Yeah,
If
Scott was at the
that's
game.
what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, he did,
Yeah.
and then he did it again
In the
on the
shootout also.
shootout where him and Cotter did the same move, but
They looked different
but
too.
they were different because the footwork was different with Brad.
Yeah.
They were both the same exact move. They both went the same exact way, same shot, but it was just skating wise different.
That anchor, Cale Makar does that anchor very well when he comes out, when he retrieves the puck behind the net and he comes out and he starts crossovering around the net to gain speed, and then he anchors and he makes the wherever the forechecker is
But
miss.
now here's the thing. So you're seeing that one thing, and you're going to be like, all right, hey, I need Dom to be on the ice with you.
Right.
You need to teach him.
You need to teach him the anchor. That's right.
Yes, I will. But do I need to spend an hour on it? Do I need to spend? No.
Right.
Like at their age, at the youth level, like, can they do a good stride? Can they do a crossover? Are they quick? Like being a part of the draft this year was awesome. It was just so cool to break down. And so what did I do? I just literally looked at their fundamentals and then their quickness. That's it. Right. And to be honest with you, one of the kids that we were looking at, I loved him. He was so
skater.
He was so fast. He was so good. His points were great. His technique was terrible.
Skating technique.
But he was fast.
But he was so fast. He was an athlete. Give
Okay.
me that kid.
Because you could teach him.
I could teach. He could be even faster.
Right.
So he's not
efficient, right? He's probably very low as far as efficiency goes. But when you actually get a hold of him, because like you said, these are still young kids.
Yes.
So you could still mold them.
Yes.
You know,
So, but with that said, though, so all right, so we live in a day and age where there's like so much extra above and beyond like the tuition for like the club, whatever team my kids playing on, James Down, whatever. You know, there's like the different skating schools program, whatever.
Yeah.
At what, in your opinion, is there like and I think you probably answered this before, but maybe I'll ask it again. But in terms of putting in extra work, going to like the before school skates or the extra clinics, at what age do you think it needs to be kind of like a have to if a kid wants to play high level hockey? Or maybe that's not the wrong way of putting it. Maybe just like take himself, like level up himself, right? Like it doesn't have to be high level. Go from A to double A or double A to triple A or whatever it is. Is there like a window there where you're like, yeah, you should really start thinking about it now?
I want to say earlier the better,
Okay.
but in saying that, in moderation, there
Okay.
there are times where we'll get 4 registrations in a row for ProStride, and it's the same parent, and we will void them, and we will call them.
For the same
Oh, they
day?
want to go back to back to back to back
They want to take every single clinic that we have for the entire
that day.
summer, and they're going to take 4 different camps. That's too many. That's too many. We're in a business. We have a business. I have bills to pay. I never got into coaching to become rich. Right.
Right.
You see some of these coaches that are driving around and having these lavish lives as a coach. You're like, that's interesting. They must get their money from somewhere else. Like I don't know. I don't know. When you're going and you're doing this, it's moderation. But like even looking at my son, right? I go to our skills coach here. I'm like, oh boy, Murph, you need to work with my son. He's got my hands. But I just want to introduce him to something, right? And it's not like, oh man, like I see the other kids, and I know it's hard to compare your child to another person. But everyone's got their own path. So I think in moderation, younger the better. There are so
Okay.
many kids, guys here. Right? I've had one guy tell me, "Where were you 10 years ago?" I had one guy tell me, "Where were you when I was 16?" I had one guy tell me, "Where were you when I was 10 years old?" Right? They're still here though.
Right.
But what are we trying to do at this level? Well, I want to win a Stanley Cup. Just plain and simple. So I want to make this team the best that they possibly can so we can get that trophy. Or and then individually, I want to prolong their career. Right. So we had one guy who was probably at 900 games. He ended up playing over 1,200. And I'd like to think I don't know. It would be interesting if I wasn't there. Would he have played those games? But I know for a fact he felt more confident. So maybe it allowed him to play at a higher level. But if you can learn to do it at a younger age, where maybe it's like we say, like the perfect happy medium for us is 3 clinics where you take our winter clinic. It's a good kind of refresher for in season because you're always going to regress when you're not working on something. And it's 3 days, but it's a good reset. Then we come to the spring after season's done, get a nice little skate, a good refresher before tryouts. Then during the summer is a great time. That's going to be a little bit longer, a little more extensive. It's good to kind of get back on the ice, but it's also good now we're going to really put in the work so that when you go into the season, now you're feeling good. But then you do have like that's on the high end. Two clinics are fine, right? If you do a winter and a summer or a winter and a spring or a spring and a summer, whatever it is, that's fine. But don't forget about your skills. So I always say there's 3 S's, right? You have your skills, your skating, and your strength. Now with the strength, that's not my expertise, but talking with, Jerry at the Ice Vaults is like talking to our strength coach at the Devils. Both of those guys are unbelievable. They know exactly what they're doing. It was pretty crazy. Even like for my 8-year-old, she's a little bit slower. And I text him, I go, all right, I'm going to be one of those crazy parents. Should my daughter be doing some workouts? He goes, no, she shouldn't be. He goes, but if you want to do like some stuff, like just some
body weight
simple,
stuff.
but you have to be careful with the body weight stuff. Plyometrics are not good for kids. Jumping is
It's
not
explosive
good.
on the joints at too young of an age. Yeah, I get that. I meant more like push-ups, sit-ups,
100%.
Squats.
Yep.
Yeah. Plyos are,
Yeah.
yeah. I could see plyos being a problem because you're stressing the joints, right? Yeah.
Well,
you
like,
know.
I mean, think about a couple of years ago. I don't know, take 5 years ago, not even 5 years ago, like 2, 3 years ago. How much did Dom weigh? Like just a kind of average, like,
Probably like 65 pounds.
okay, if you squat the bar, it's 45.
Yeah.
If you do a
Yeah.
jump squat, you're landing with 65 pounds on your joints.
That's right. Right.
Think about that.
Yeah, that's exactly
That's
right.
interesting.
And when he's told me that, I was blown away because everything's, oh no, lifting is not good. Like all body weights, all jump squats, all broad jump. No, your joints are going to be awful. It's
And they're
not good
growing.
for you.
They're still growing. You
Yes.
know, when you're doing that stuff, yeah, no, that plyos. Yeah, I don't know, Angela. That's a good question. What age well, let me ask you a question. What age do they say that plyos are good to kind of start? You know,
That's a good question.
yeah.
That I
All
don't
right.
know. I would
That's
have to
all
go
right.
on the other side of this room.
Yeah. So,
But yeah, no, it's a good question. But I know even
yeah,
for
I'm
my
curious.
daughter, like, and I even know with a lot of hockey players, right? Even at the higher levels, they want quicker players. Okay, so my child is not as quick. How do I become quicker? Push or pull heavy things or hill sprints. So your sled pushes, pushing heavier objects will get your engine bigger. You're going to get
Yeah.
more power. And then once you take away that resistance, now you're going to move your feet a little quicker and push just as powerful.
It's like the weighted bat when you swing a weighted bat
Yeah.
before you get up to the plate. Yeah.
So that's like oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, James.
No. I just had a quick question because we're talking about, like, you mentioned a bunch of NHL guys, and you were mentioning the draft. So
Wait,
my
hold on,
question,
but before you go there, sorry, I just want
Go
to
ahead.
sorry, just
Yeah,
because
go
you're
ahead.
talking
Yeah.
about like the training, but you were differentiating between on ice versus off ice, right?
Yeah.
And so obviously you're not going to figure out your edges necessarily off ice. I'm assuming on ice is better for edge work, although you tell me. But I guess just if you could quickly kind of like differentiate, like, because I think everyone is just
That's a
like, you
good
need more
question,
ice,
actually.
more ice, more ice, when in fact you can probably improve your skating a lot by doing off ice stuff. Like, what are some of the main things people could do off the ice to improve their skating, or what's going to give you the most bang for your buck, if there are
At
such
the youth
things?
level?
Yeah, for the younger ages. I mean,
Or is it just all on ice? Is it all time on ice?
Play another sport.
Okay. No, that's a great answer.
Could you do things off the ice to work on your skating? Yes.
Yeah.
You can work on your strength. You can work on sprints. You can work on something that was never ever talked about when we grew up playing, your ankle mobility.
Sure.
That's huge these days.
Jeff Lecvecchio always talks about that on Think Tank.
On Think Tank.
Yeah. Yeah, your ankle mobility, you talked about working on your edges. Okay, you need the strength in your ankles. How can you do that? Yeah, like the thing with Hudson came out, like that's an old Russian like thing where he unties his skates. I probably have done it with Tom. I 100% have done it with Dom, right? That's like,
I'm sure you have. Yeah, I'm sure you have.
that's an old great Russian story that they
For
would
ankle
do.
mobility and ankle strength.
Yep. And then people often think about you got to get your ankle flex forward to get your knee out in front of your toe. Like that's why sometimes guys tie their skates a little different, a little looser, but it's also in and out, right? You want to be able to roll and have that strength there. So that's some things you could work on off the ice. To work on your skating technique, that was something that obviously during COVID, we had a lot of time to think about and work on. We teamed up with Mars Blades. I haven't had a pair of rollerblades since I was 12 years old. I got like, Jamie lives down the road. Thank God he's far enough, because he would have been outside his window dying laughing. I was so psyched to put these rollerblades on. My road was just like paved in front of us before COVID. So I put on these rollerblades. Everyone's outside. This is the height of COVID. everyone's home.
Yeah, because there's nothing else to do.
Nothing to do. And so my kids are outside, my wife's outside. I roll down my driveway and I go to make a left turn down to your down. I think I eventually skated down
I'm
to
sure
your
you
house.
did. I'm sure you did.
I went to go cross over. I curled up my toes inside my boot. I went to land on my toe. It's just natural habit. I face planted so hard. And I was like, I'm not on the ice. Oh my God. And like, I'm just laying there on my face, my wife dying laughing. If my neighbors knew what I did for a living, they'd be like, oh, I can do this too.
Yeah, they'd be like, man, he sucks at his job.
Yeah, he's
Look at this guy.
okay, I can do this. I can fall.
That's right.
But roller skating is so different. Your edges are different. The grip on the ice is different. It's not the same. We tried synthetic ice. Synthetic ice is not the same. Could it work? Could rollerblades work? Sure. Me and my son, probably twice a week, we'll go play roller hockey. He loves it. I do remember, though, like it was probably around high school, maybe end of middle school. I used to love, they used to have the Bauer breakout roller hockey tournaments. They would go into parking lots, throw up these blow up like rinks.
Right.
That was the greatest time ever. Like I still talk to buddies all the time that I played with in there. My coach reached out to me the other day. Like, I remember at one point my dad was like, okay, you're done. He goes, if you want to play roller hockey, you can, but you're now doing rink turns out on the ice. You're passing up pucks. You're not stopping on pucks. You can see you're getting bad habits. That was at an older age. My son, like I said, my son's playing roller hockey. He loves it, right? And then he'll even like eventually take his skates off, play just ball hockey with the stick, which that's what he needs. But it's unorganized. And it's the crazy thing is we'll be up in Mawa. Everyone will be like, oh my God, what rink are you at? I'll post like a video on social media. And they're like, what rink are you at? Is that in your house? I'm like, no, it's not my house. I don't have that kind of money. I go, but no one is there ever. It's so sad, right? Why not just go there? And I know like I've been talking with the NHL. They want, obviously, hockey's kind of expensive. I think everyone listening to this kind of knows that. The fact that the skates that I have on right now are like $1,500. I would never pay that. That's insane. Like I can't fathom that. Go play roller hockey. Why not? Like go play ball hockey. Go buy a $25 stick from Dick's that is a street hockey stick and go have fun. Like I don't, do kids go play unorganized sports anymore?
That's a great question. Not as much as we did when we were kids, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, nobody goes outside anymore. We just talked about this with Bob. Was it Bob Mancini or was it Vinny Maltz, Scott? We literally just had this conversation about unorganized sports. I think it was Vinny Maltz, the
I think
mental
both,
performance
but
coach.
either
Yeah.
way.
We've probably touched on it with multiple people, but we always talk about, Angelo, the fact that there's way too much structure for these kids. Matter of fact, Bob Mancini was saying he wants his kids to, I think Bob and Vinny both said they want to hang their kids' hockey bag when the season's over, right? Jason Franzone says it. And Bob Mancini was like, the only thing I'd let my kid do, his buddies wanted to go play like an unorganized 3-on-3 on the ice. He's like, go do that.
Yeah.
But they don't want the organized hockey, but they want the fun, creative, just go do,
Yeah, why not? I think the only
Makes
thing
perfect sense,
to kind of add to that though, and kind of going back to another question, the summer should be off the ice. And keep in mind, I don't make my living off of working for the Devils. I don't make, my living is camps. That's what pays my bills. I am telling you, like, don't take every single camp, but during the summer, that's when you should work on the specific needs and skills that you need to work on personally. Right. So right now for my son, Is his skating great? No. But am I going to really focus on like his forward stride? And no, I'm going to bring him to a ProStride clinic during Thanksgiving. But I think like I was like, my wife's got to come. I don't know if he can spend 2 hours on the ice, and like he's coming for one day. That's it. We're just going to ease him into it.
Right.
But he does need stick handling, right? But am I going to do it organized right now? I think I'm lucky enough to like primitively be able to teach him some stick handling stuff or to put him through some very simple drills. But like, why not go work with a skills coach for 2 to 3 days or right? Like, and then I think also the biggest thing too, and this is probably a touchy subject as well, is the difference between private lessons and cramps and clinics.
And group lessons. Yeah.
There's pros and cons to both. That's the answer.
Let's hear.
Okay.
I want to hear.
Pros to private lessons, it's catered and altered to you, to your needs.
Right.
But to be honest with you, rinks are not making it easy.
No,
we
they're
know
not.
this.
Oh, yes.
To do private lessons, right?
Oh, yes.
Especially now we're in November, so high school started. So
It's awful now. Yeah.
So all the ice is gone, right?
It's awful now. Yeah.
Unless you're a billionaire and have your own rink or something. So, it's hard to be consistent. That's kind of a con of a private lesson. But with the limited space, when you can do a private lesson, it's very hard to do a one-on-one. Because if you're a good coach, you have a good following, you know what you're doing, you're going to have a bunch of clients. You may have 2 to 3 kids on the ice, maybe sometimes up to 5 or 6. Is it really altered to their needs, their specific needs, or are they just going through drills that coach decided that he wants to work on that day?
Yeah.
Right. The pros of a clinic or the cons of a clinic sometimes are, okay, it's not one-on-one. Okay. All right. At ProStride, we have a 6-to-1 ratio. That's what we try to stay at. We try to do it better, but we say 6-to-1 because that's our bare minimum. So that's a small group lesson. Now, the pros of a camp is we have a structure and we build. And because it's 2 to 5 days in a row, you don't have to spend time to review. If we did a lesson, like I'll work with the Hitmen team, their junior team. So we'll have a theme of the day, whether it's forwards, backwards, crossovers, a game situation, it'll be one theme. So we do forwards on 1 week. The next week, say we do backwards, then we do crossovers, then we do a game situation. We've now gone 4 weeks without doing forward stride again.
Right.
That's a long time. And there are some times where I've had guys during private lessons be like, come to a camp and they'd be like, we never worked on arm swing. I'm like, what are you talking about? How have we never worked on arm swing? Like, we literally do it every day. He's like, no, but in a camp, because of the structure, we focus on it a little bit more. Where for me as a coach doing a private lesson, I'm like, all right, this kid's so sick of doing this, we're not even going to touch it.
So you
right?
get something else, right?
But then there's some times where like even working with Dom, maybe we haven't worked on backwards enough where that might become a problem down the road where maybe as a coach that it's very defensive team and he wants the forwards coming back, right? Like
he's playing D now.
Perfect. See, it's been a minute. Perfect example.
Dude, it just happened like a week ago. So yeah, you didn't miss much. Trust me.
When was the last time we worked on backward skating? I don't think I've rarely have done it with him.
Probably not. Yeah.
It's been a lot of tight turns because that was his specific need.
Yes.
Right. Which that's at any level.
Yeah.
So there's pros and cons to both. And I think
a
happy medium is the answer for that. Because I know in our area, maybe it's different for other areas. You have September to beginning of November for lessons.
For lessons, yeah. Because when high school starts, it crushes everything.
Then you have March till, I don't know. With me, you have March till maybe June.
Right.
Because then June till September, those are my camps. That's
right.
I'm gone every week, and we have something going on. So like, and that's what pays my bills. The other thing too that like we've talked about, like hockey's expensive. If I'm living off of just private lessons, how am I affording to feed my family?
Huh.
You're like, there's some rinks around here that think you're making so much money on private lessons, and it's like, okay, yeah, you could say you charge $100 for a private lesson, you owe $30 to the rink.
That's
Right.
light. That's light, by the way.
I just used simple
Yeah.
numbers,
Yeah.
right? But okay, Swaggy P charges $8.25 for his private lesson,
Wait, what?
$8.25 an hour.
You're joking, right?
No,
Who
you got
fucking pays that? Who's gonna go fucking pay
What?
that?
a lot of
Oh,
people. A lot of
who?
people. A lot of people when he comes down to
Those people
Bridgewater.
are fucking stupid. Sorry.
Whoa.
They're fucking for a one-on-one?
Yep.
Those people are fucking stupid.
And
Sorry.
then you're watching the guy just do cool drills the whole time. That's
They're
all I
paying
see
basically
on,
$1,000 for an hour.
to be with an influencer, not a
Well,
coach.
those people are idiots.
That's wild.
Sorry, whoever if
But-
you guys, if your
but-
listeners are doing that, you're an idiot. Sorry.
But like, how
Sorry.
much could we charge as a coach for a private lesson till it's out of control? $300. I hear that all the time. Adam Oates is charging $60,000 for the year.
Yeah, I've heard that. I know he's got like a package deal, and he's an NHLer, so I guess that's a whole other.
I
But
get
still.
it. It's worth
Yeah.
his time. But like, at what point as a person
Yeah.
are you like, okay, I can't be charging this for a person. Like, I think I'll be honest, for you, you're grandfathered in, right? I think I charge $100 for a lesson.
It's been a while, but I
Yeah.
think you're right. You know? Yeah.
But like, could I charge more? Why?
Yeah, you definitely could.
What?
I know.
But how
I
much?
understand. I know. I understand.
What's a number till it's out of control, and parents have to be like, okay, this is. And the funny part too is,
Yeah.
obviously, my sister had not obviously, but my sister has a 2011. I always forget what year.
Yeah, he's an
birthday
11.
is.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an
So
11.
he's a 2011.
Yeah, he's a year
So
older than
my
Mom.
sister has told me that for ProStride, that we don't charge enough for our area, and people don't think that we're good enough because of how little we charge.
Whoa.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's just foolish. Clearly, they don't know what they're talking about then.
But I mean, we're not the highest at all. I mean, if you go with that, you could put this out there, that idiot I Train Hockey who has no idea what he's doing. And the only thing he knows what he's doing is marketing, and good for him. Good for him. I praise him.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. But he's
Just-
not a skating coach, Angelo. He doesn't do what you do. Does he market himself as a skating coach?
He does
He's not.
He does everything. He does skating. He said that the difference between a AA and a AAA player is when a AA player goes to skate to the boards, he takes 5 strides. When a AAA player goes to the boards, he takes 10 strides. Well, that to me is called inefficient. I would say it's the other. What do I know, right? I don't know.
It's just the power skating coach for the New Jersey Devils, but shit,
No.
some influencer knows more than I do.
I'm just a doctor. But he's charging $100 per hour for his clinic, and it's just him. And then he will email you guys as parents that signed up, hey, do you have skates? Do you want to come out and bring $100? So he has no help out there. And I've seen his clinics. I was at one down in Hollydale. He had 70 kids on the ice. So you have a 1-to-70 ratio.
Jesus.
Okay.
So
And he's charging $100. But
an
you're
hour, $100
an
an
hour
hour.
per kid.
Listen, I call that, in my opinion, I call that uninformed parents.
But you get to take a picture with them.
Anybody who thinks that that's like,
But he's selling out. But if you go up to Toronto, I have buddies up in Toronto. They're like, yeah,
Isn't that
everyone
where
knows.
he's from?
Yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
everyone knows he's full of poopy up there.
So he comes down to the States and he fleeces the people down here.
Hey, he's making a living and he's doing an unbelievable job at it. Just to inform parents that what he's teaching is completely incorrect. And it's not even skating wise, it's stick handling wise. And like, I mean, some of the videos listen, he's teaching, but he's teaching for a half an hour with kids on the ice and he's filming the whole time. Like we're never at ProStride, like we're trying, but we're never going to have that much social media presence. It's actually funny. Forget about ProStride. If you go look at Belfry or you look at the Skinners or you go look at some of the biggest skills coaches in the world that have been around for so long, the Robbie Glances, they don't have that many followers on social media. Now, okay, maybe you could say it's because they're older, they don't know how to do it. I mean, the guy I train hockey is not that young, but he knows how to market.
Right.
Yeah, no, he's good at social media. Well, like you said, Swaggy P is the same general idea. And I'm sorry for our listeners, if you're paying $8.25, you're a fucking moron. Sorry.
Hopefully I'm wrong on that, but that's what
I hope you're
told.
wrong too, because fuck. I mean, and you know what? Thank God that we're here doing this podcast because people need to realize that is not something you should be doing.
But you have a lot of people charging $300-$400 an hour for lessons.
That's fucking absurd too.
It's a ton of money.
That's absurd too.
So why not take a camp that's $50 an hour and you're getting a 6-to-1 ratio at worst, and it's progressing the whole time. And I had Blake Montgomery right now. He's been taking our clinics forever. He went to the London Knights. He now is at Wisconsin. He got Big Ten Player of the Week as a freshman.
Nice.
He's drafted by the Ottawa Senators. We have done maybe 3 hours of lessons his entire life. He is only taken our clinics. He's from Maryland.
Well,
right. So when you go down there, he does your clinics.
And every single scout ever since this kid was younger, and his brother is no slouch either. His brother also played at London, is in the Carolina Hurricane system. He's playing for the Chicago Wolves in the AHL. It's a tough lineup to break as a defenseman. But again, he can skate like the wind.
Right.
Maybe the only time I've ever given them lessons was during COVID. They would drive up here because they had nothing else to do.
They would drive up from Maryland?
Yeah. Oh, you have to talk to their dad. Their dad's a beauty. He put over 500,000 miles on his Yukon.
Stop.
Holy
and
shit.
how long?
That's
all
a great
hockey miles. All hockey miles.
Yeah. Like his dad
amazing.
Monty, he's a beauty.
Dude, I have 150 on my Yukon, and I'm like, time to go. One. I'm not joking. Like literally, like it's coming at Christmas time. I'm like, it's time to go.
My wife has 60 on hers, and she's already ready for a new one. That's different.
Yeah. Can I tell you, if COVID didn't hit, we would have had a new one 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You know.
We talked about how ridiculous that was.
Yes, we did. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started. We can do a whole episode on Swaggy P and all those dudes. Like that's a whole other story.
But here's the thing, like to inform parents, it's an expensive sport. The extras cost more money. Mm-hmm. Do you have to do all of them? No. But there are some that you have to do. But it's also, we were talking to a guy the other day and he was like, how do you inform parents of who knows what they're doing and who doesn't? And it's just like,
listen to Crazy Hockey Dad's podcast. You'll figure out who's good.
There you go.
I think that's what it is, right? But then also some of the guys that are really good, like Ryan Murphy is the best skills coach in our area.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's so involved here. He's our Devil skills coach, and he's got a family as well, right? He's got kids now learn to play and learn to skate, and So a question we have for ourselves is, right, like my wife would give me crap all the time, is like, God, like, why can't you bring Luna to soccer? Okay. Do you understand that what I'm bringing her to, soccer, she's doing a skills session, that's what I do for a living. And they
Right.
happen at the same time.
Yeah.
So how
Yeah.
do
How am I
you
supposed to do
Work
this?
that out.
so like it's honestly where like it's hard to do lessons as well as a coach, because I'm not single. I'm married with 2 kids, and I love watching my kids participate in their sports.
Of course
And
you
that
do.
was actually another thing too that we were kind of talking about. My wife sent me something. I forget. It was a women's Ivy League coach. I forget what sport. I want to throw out Harvard soccer or something. She was like, parents have to stop watching their kids practice.
Talk
We
about
say
that.
it all the time.
Hold on.
All the
I
time.
love watching my daughter practice.
I do
because
too, but
I
I don't do it
can.
anymore.
But I just sit there. I don't say anything.
Oh, see, that's good.
I'm not
Good on you.
judging. And
Yeah.
I literally, maybe I judge a little bit, but
No.
but it's so cool to just be there. But I know that there are kids that I've seen kids practice and play and constantly looking over at mom or dad.
Yes, correct.
So
Correct.
do I disagree with her saying you should not go to practice? I agree and disagree. I think
That's
there's a
fair.
way to do it.
There probably is.
There's a way to do it. But okay. So if you don't think you could just sit there and be a parent and enjoy watching your child,
Then
go
stay
home.
out. Yeah,
Go home.
stay out.
Right.
Yeah, or
Right.
sit in
If
the
you-
lobby. Something.
Yeah. Go
Yeah.
do some work. Watch a YouTube or
Go to
watch
Starbucks.
a movie.
Do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed.
But I don't know. I just like being there. I mean, that's what my mom was able to do. I think she would watch. Actually, I don't even recall what she did. That's a great question too. We needed to have that lady on here.
Mrs. Serse, I love it.
Yeah. What did you do the whole time, by the way?
That's right. That's right. I got to tell you, listen. I love watching my kid practice too. I don't disagree with that at all. But I found him looking up at me
Okay.
way too much,
Okay.
and that's when I said I couldn't. And it's funny. Bryce Salvador actually said to me years ago. He said, he had that 09 team that Alec Marsh, who we also interviewed, took over.
I coached him with that team.
Oh, that's right. You were there the year before. I totally forgot about that.
I
That's
coached
right,
them
you were
their
there.
I coached them their Pee Wee Quebec year.
Totally forgot about that. Oh, right. So you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
So Bryce said to me, he's like, our best year for development was during COVID, when the parents couldn't come inside the rink.
Interesting.
And none of the kids could look up into the stands because their parents were outside the fucking parking lot.
All right.
Because they couldn't come in.
Maybe I need to go home.
Well, no, I don't
I'm
think
going to
you're
start
wrong.
doing lessons again.
I got to tell you, I don't think you're wrong, Angelo, because I love watching my kid practice too. But I know that I
maybe
can't
from afar. Hide.
If my kid doesn't know, if I hide in the rafters, then it's fine.
Well, so like Luna's playing soccer, right? So they're playing in Mawa at Ramapo College, like off the campus.
Yeah.
I literally hide in like the tree line.
See, that's smart.
And I just sit on a rock.
Yeah.
And my son's running around like a maniac, and hopefully you don't get hit by a car. And I'm trying to watch both of them.
It's funny. I stopped watching auto practice like this year more, and last year a little bit too. But he tells me, he wants me to watch him practice. And quite honestly, the reason why I don't watch practice sometimes is because I get frustrated when I see things that I don't want to see, and that's my own issues and that's my own insanity.
Yeah.
But so I don't have, so I don't get wound up sometimes. And it's not just about his performance necessarily. It could be like the drills they're doing or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But then he's like, no, come watch. So I said, okay, fine. I'll come and watch for a little bit. I'm not going to watch the whole thing. And I'll come and I'll check you out because I want to see you play. And the fact that he wants me in there, like, I don't want to let him down either,
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
We've been this has been great so far. We're going a little bit long. I had one other question I wanted to ask, just kind of circling back to some of like the skating development.
Yeah.
You see a lot now, the Helios as a technology that's on the market. You see Nyes is like an ambassador there. I've got one for my kid. Just curious
Scott
about.
swears by it.
Well, let's just. I'll tell you what I like about it in a second. But okay. So what I like about it is that like when we have conversations, like it doesn't look like you were like trying that hard today, for example. And
Yeah.
we can debate whether or not that's the kind of conversation you want to have with your kid. I get it, like all that stuff. But
Yeah.
it gives you some form of metric that's like you can look back and be like, look, your effort was high here. It was not so high here. Your average speed was like 14 miles an hour in this practice, but it was only 8 miles an hour in the game. Like, what's up, type of thing. So so for better or for worse, that's why I have it. That's why I've used it. But I'm just curious as far as like your take on it as like a tool to develop skating, and if you see it as a relevant tool, a useful tool, or if not that, is there other technology out there that might be worthwhile in terms of skating development?
So I've been helping the NHL out with their technology.
Oh, wow.
And
Very cool.
so a lot of it's come through here, and there's a lot coming out. There's a lot new stuff coming out. We use the 1080 sprint. That's our thing. It is limited, but it is pinpoint accurate. It will tell you exactly how much distance, power, force you use on every single stride, and it'll immediately give you a printout. Now with the Helios, how long has he been using it for?
Probably like 4 years at this point. A while.
That's impressive. I would wonder what their average person uses it for.
I would say a lot less than that.
I would say that's very long. The easiest way to explain it, I think, is it's got the cool features, but it's like a Fitbit. You're gonna have that Fitbit for a month, and then it's in your drawer, and you're not using it. The biggest problem I think with the Helios is what is the leaderboard for them? What's their biggest subject that they have highlighted there? It's their strides, the amount of strides you've taken. Why is that their top thing?
Yeah, good question.
Because what if I'm way less efficient than you, and I took 500 strides this practice and you took 50? Well, does that mean you're not good and I worked harder? Or am I
Great
more
point.
efficient? And then, okay, then you're going off of speed. Okay. So what a lot of the new technology is doing, because now coaches are looking to this, which this has now become the problem at the NHL level with the NHLPA, why players hate wearing all this technology, is because now coaches are using it against them. Okay. Why are your numbers down here? Okay. All right. Well, maybe it was a practice that was a smaller area. It was a small area game. So now his numbers aren't that high. Maybe you're doing a flow drill. So we use Catapult here, which isn't the greatest thing either, because now guys are doing a skate and they need to hit a certain number, right? So their whatever their metrics are, their workout rate, they need. I get a guy. Okay, he needs to hit 120, 120 to 150. Okay, I know easily how to get that. We do a lot more stops and starts. But the day before, and then he hits 175, and it's like, oh my God, it was such a hard day. But then the day before, we did a lot of flow drills, and now his numbers are way lower.
Because there are
But
less stops and starts.
But he still has gassed.
Yeah.
But we literally had him doing lengths of the ice.
Just a different type of a workout.
So you're telling me that was it's the whole big debate between, it's the money ball. Are you going to look at the analytics that closely and live and die by it or not? I think it's cool to have. Is it worth the money? If you have it, do you need it? No. Could you use it? Yeah, it's cool. It's got the cool features for sure. And it's awesome that you've been using it for so long. I would love actually to see the kind of data that you've collected and to see also what have you done during those 4 years, and have you done something to see a spike? Have you done something to see a drop on the average, right? Because I wouldn't go and be like, all right, on Monday you're so much better, on Tuesday you're so much lower. That fluctuation, that could be there has to be a curve to it, right? Where it depends on the type of practice, type of drills. It's the big debate anywhere, right? Like, do we just go off of analytics? There have been some decisions based off of analytics that you're like, you just scratch your head and you're like, I don't know, like, no, maybe it was because the goalies were playing better. Maybe we got a better goalie. That's why the D played better. Like, what? Right. So the skate, that's why I do like the 1080, because it's just clear cut. Like, here's your top speed on that rep. Here's your power. Here's your force. Here's the distance. Your left foot is weaker than your right. We get that. But it is limited because now you only get 2 to 3 reps, where there's technology coming out that may be able to do that over the course of an entire practice.
Yeah. You know, I think my experience with it, just to kind of like wrap this piece up, is short term, like looking at it, like I don't look at it closely week to week necessarily. It's like over time and just seeing, are we trending in the right direction? And, you know, for that, you know, it's, look, I definitely don't take the information from one practice or 2 practices and be like, okay, we need to make this adjustment. Like, that's not happening. My kid's 11 and, you know, whatever. But I, you know, just for a general purpose tracking to see, you know, the things I mostly look at, to be honest with you, is like the hustle score is interesting, although I think it's flawed for sure, because it's always higher.
Is it off of heart rate?
No, it's off. I honestly, I don't know the algorithms. You know, it probably takes stride and time on ice and a few other things to figure out whatever.
But it's not attached to your feet.
It's attached to your shoulder pads.
No, it's like, I don't know how it works. So
that's like right here in the chest.
So a lot of questions there. If you're not going off a heart rate, you're not going off a stride, power, force, like,
right.
A lot of questions.
No doubt.
I'm sure they've been around for a bit. Is it gimmicky? I don't think so. There are some things out there 100% that are gimmicky.
Yeah.
And that you don't want to waste your money on. Like that whole,
like what?
That whole
Might as well tell our listeners.
That power stride thing, that's $1,000. I literally just had a buddy of mine text me this morning about it. Like, my father wants to buy it. I'm not spending $1,000 on it. I go get some resistance bands.
Scott, don't you have it?
Yeah, we do. We totally have it. It's all good.
I
was like, he fucking has that thing.
So I talked to the strength coach. There are pros for it, and there are also cons, right? The fact that it helps you and assists you on the recovery, that doesn't happen on the ice.
Totally.
But at least you're getting the push. But then the other thing that I was debating with him was, there's a lot of things that he does off the ice in the weight room where, okay, every forward stride push has to start and end in that V. And that's the position that you're in. So now you're pushing out, you're recovering. That's how you have to be on the ice. Yeah. In the gym, he has them do resistance stuff with their feet straight ahead, parallel. And I'm like, why are you doing that? And he goes, because it works other muscles around the one that you're overusing during a season.
That makes a lot of sense.
Sure.
Like
I get that.
But there are pros. He did say he did like it. I forget what the reasons were for off ice. I think it's just load management or something. But he does like it for certain things.
You know, and so what's interesting about all this stuff, and like I like tools and gadgets and all that stuff, but part of it is also to try to find ways to I wouldn't get him something that I would think would adversely affect him. Obviously, my son, and I've hopped on the thing too, you know. But just finding different ways to see if, like, is this something that like he might take to and he might enjoy doing versus if he's not going to do that. So it's more like a trial and error thing than it is like finding, you know, trying to hit my kid over the head with all these different things. You know what I mean? And just kind of see what works. And he hasn't used it that much. I've used it more than him. And, you know, it's fine. But you know,
The
again, just
the two questions I would ask is, could you get a good body angle on there, or are you upright?
it's so you have, because you're standing flat, like on your flat feet.
Yeah.
You're
It's
upright.
hard to get, like, you know,
Body lean.
an upper body, like the body angle. You're more
That's
upright for
that's
sure.
that's a huge problem at the youth and NHL level.
Right.
And then the other thing is, okay, so if you're pushing with your right foot, how much
Yeah.
weight do you have on your left foot, which would be
There's a
your
lot.
gliding foot?
There's
So
a lot.
then you don't have 100% of your weight on your pushing leg.
No, you definitely don't.
That's a bad habit.
Interesting.
When you go to skate, you're on one foot.
Right.
That was another reason why, going back to like the COVID thing, we were trying everything to help players. We were doing Zoom calls with kids playing roller hockey. We weren't charging them. Like we put out videos for roller hockey. We were even trying to do like things with furniture sliders, or like
Oh, sure.
even but everything we did, we could pick out some really bad habits that you could develop.
Right.
But it was COVID. Like
Yeah,
there
so you make
there-
do. Yeah.
This was when the back
Yeah.
door of the rinks were not open,
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
There was
you
no
make do.
ice.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember, I don't know if you remember, Angelo, but I remember going to a parking lot and you gave me a tripod, and
Yes.
I put my phone on the tripod.
Yep.
And Angelo would watch Dominic on rollerblades stride away from the phone
And an
toward the
AirPod
phone.
here.
Yeah. It was
And you could talk to him the
unfucking
whole time. We
Yeah.
actually started to do that quite a bit with some of our players, where if they have free ice and they're in California or Florida or up in Canada,
Nice.
as long as they know our material, they've taken our clinic, and they, like, if we tell them to do a drill, they're gonna be like, wait, what is that? No, they should know. Like, put your phone on the dasher, put
Yeah.
an AirPod in your ear, not obviously attached, and we can talk to you through it the whole time. We have a kid in Florida that we do it all the time with.
That's cool.
And
Oh,
just
wow.
go to like a public session or stick time or whatever, and we can, like,
Just put a
obviously
phone up. Yeah.
you're not spending an hour lesson doing it, maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes, but that's
Cool.
that's something that you can do.
Nice. That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Angelo.
And that's
Dude,
all from COVID.
Yeah. No, that was a strange time. I'm glad that's gone.
No doubt.
I don't know. I think we could use one every once in a while. Give us a little break from work, you know? I don't know.
Well, that I will say this. That afforded me the ability to do everything from home, so you're not
Yeah.
going to get any complaints from me.
No.
Yeah, zero. Dude, this was wonderful. Thank you so
No,
much for
no
this.
worries.
I mean,
Yeah,
It's
we,
always fun
we
talking.
could have gone for the next 3 hours, man. So,
Yeah.
we're
I-
gonna have
it
to have
just-
you back on.
No, it was great just to kind of inform parents. I know it's I look at some kids and compare them to my daughter, of course, and I'm like, oh my God, they're so much better. And then you find out what they're doing, and it's just like, okay, they won't be playing high school sports. And
Yeah.
I just, hopefully they will. Maybe they will, you know. And I mean, there's some players who just play one sport, and I think it was Patty Kane, I think, is one of them.
Yeah.
Gaudreau,
but there's not many of them.
they're a handful.
Yeah, there's not
Those
many.
are different breeds, right? It's like,
Yes.
maybe that's your kid. Maybe it is, but I don't. Most likely not.
Right.
You know,
Chances
and
are it's not.
the overarching theme that we get, right, Scott, from all the people we talk to, whether it's Vinny Maltz, Doug Christensen, Bob Mancini, every single one of those people, Alex Kim, all of them have said that you should be a multi-sport athlete. Now, right, Scott? Not one of them has said,
Absolutely.
But the parents know better.
yeah, which is why we have this podcast to inform.
I
which is
like.
why,
Like,
right?
before you even started this podcast, I wanted. There was a topic, I honestly forget what it was, and it was just going to start off like, I know 99% of your parents are not going to listen to me, and that's okay. But for the 1%, like, this is what
Yeah.
I want to inform you about.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, it's crazy.
There's a need for it. That's for damn sure. You know, there's definitely a
What,
need
the
for this
crazy
in the-
parents?
No, there's a need for this in the space.
The conversation.
To
The conversation.
hopefully help the crazy parent, because there's a shitload of them out there.
Yeah.
Shitloads of
Just let your kids be kids and stop.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just let them have fun.
That's
That's
good,
it.
man.
Amen
Yeah.
to that.
I mean, I try to ask my son and my daughter after every time they come into the car, "Did you have fun today?" Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I listen, I'm not going to be the perfect parent. Maybe
None of
maybe
us are.
I'm not pushing them as hard, or I'm not as competitive like I should be, and instill that into them. But I don't know. Let them do what they want, and we'll see.
Yeah. No. I hear you,
Yeah.
man.
Listen, a day at a time, a year at a time, things will
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
So what's working now might not work in the future. And the good news is that you can make those changes when you need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Nobody's
Yeah.
path is the same. Dude, thank you
Awesome,
so
man.
much for taking the time to do
Yes.
this.
No problem.
Thank you.
This
So
was
good to
sick.
see you.
Yeah, we're gonna have you on again. Thank you, Angelo.
No problem. I'll talk to you guys.
See
All
you,
right, man.
bud.
Be good.
Later.
Bye.
All right, everybody. Welcome back from our interview with Angelo Serse. Dude, yet another interview that has just been awesome.
Yeah, he's good stuff, man. Real good stuff.
Dude, I mean, one of the things that is so true, and I think this is not, I don't know, actually, I take that back. It's not what happened with my daughter, but like when he was talking about how a lot of kids, when they're learning to play hockey, that there's a lot of drop off because parents are throwing them right into hockey without learning how to skate. And then they get out there and they have to do all of these things while skating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like,
Get a little frustrating.
it's a super frustrating.
Especially for the little guy.
No
Little
doubt.
girl. Yeah.
No doubt. And then how he was saying how it's like, his dad tells him how there was like that one coach that like whatever that coach said to you that kept you going.
That's right.
You owe everything to him.
Yeah.
Right.
no,
Because
he-
after that, he was like, never got off the ice.
He enjoyed the game as a little guy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely did. And now his little guy sounds like he's enjoying the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at a minimum, doing Superman celebrations.
I was just gonna say, at least a Superman dive. You know what I mean? Which listen, I seem to remember Dominic loving the Superman dive too.
Yeah, Otto, you said he would do like a semi-private class with a coach, a skills coach, and they would they would collect the pucks in the net and just kind of drag the net to wherever he wanted to set the pucks up and push the net back. And so Otto would just like crouch down like in the net and have the coach drag him in the net to like with the pucks.
It's so funny to watch the little guys, man.
Yeah.
They the little guys were we were in the lobby like a week or 2 weeks ago, and the little guys were getting onto like rink 1, I think.
Yeah.
And just watching them, like they walk through the lobby to do it, and watching them walk through the lobby, dude, they're so tiny.
So tiny.
Like 4 and 5 years old. Like you forget what it was like back then, man.
Totally.
When you weren't a crazy hockey parent,
or a budding crazy hockey parent.
Or a budding, that's right, well said, or a budding crazy hockey parent, because that's where it all starts,
And it's interesting also, like I remember a parent was telling me when and I'm sure it's true for other sports where they're in like full gear and helmets and all that other stuff, but like you see these kids out on the ice and, because they're, they're taller and they're bigger and than what they are without the skates and equipment on.
Yeah,
and
sure.
they have a helmet on. It's like sometimes you just lose track. It's easier to lose track of how old these kids really are,
Yeah. Didn't is there a story of where like didn't you walk into a rink with another dad? And I'll let you tell the story because I don't want to ruin it. Go ahead.
Yeah,
there's two stories I want to tell. This is the first one. Go ahead. You tell that
so Otto was playing. I don't know. It's probably Squirt, first year Squirt. AAA.
It's not long ago. Yeah.
No, not long ago. And so we walked into a rink and there was a Devils learn to play. And so like all these young kids and these young parents with all these little kids on the
pressed
ice
up
and
against the glass.
And they're just, they're watching and like, oh, look at Timmy and look at Tommy. And like, these kids are falling on their butts. And I'm walking behind another dad from Otto's team. And just like, we weren't even having a conversation, but like, he just looks over his shoulder to me and he looks at me and he goes, suckers.
You have no idea what you're getting and what you're getting yourself into, do you?
Yeah, it was so like the timing of it was great.
Yeah.
Contextually it was great. It was so funny. I was like,
Yeah, man,
Totally.
it's so true. When you look back, you're like, wow, you're like, holy shit. And now you're knee deep in it where you can't get out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, you
Not,
know,
yeah, not in a bad way. Just you just can't get out. You know,
yeah. Look,
you're stuck.
it's interesting. Like when you say, I never thought about that really about like getting out, and not that
No, me
that's
neither.
no,
You
but
know,
I think even if it wasn't hockey or like
mhm,
whatever sport thing
yeah,
activity that my kid was into, it's like if they've shown like passion for it along the way and they've showed
yeah,
proficiency, even if Otto
yeah,
didn't want to play like really competitively, it's like you'd be playing another sport, dude, because it's
100%.
important to go out and be active. And it's like if you just wanted to play hockey at like a
No
very
question.
non-competitive level, like we can keep on doing that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like we'd adjust some things, but
yeah, of
it's
course.
in any event,
Now you have to play sports. Sports are important for kids.
yeah, but like part
You
of
know,
like I think what we're touching on right now also, and the Angelo touched on, is just like the amount of like the entitlement that he's experienced with parents, and
yeah,
how parents can also like overdo it. Like he was saying with one of his clinics that maybe he had multiple sessions throughout
mhm,
the day. They
yeah.
would have a parent or a family sign their kid up for like back-to-back sessions, which were probably like long, and where he's like, it's just too much. It's
I
like
think he said he canceled them. He
oh,
canceled
that's
the
right.
second one.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? He
I
canceled
mean,
the second one. He's like, "Nope, sorry." Yeah.
totally.
Yeah. No, no, listen, he's got a nice little power skating company, and they try to do right by the kids that come through their doors. You
No,
know?
and yeah, the coach to
Yeah.
skating to
The
skater
ratio.
ratio
Yeah, it's good.
is really good.
Yeah. That's one thing that they pride themselves on, you know?
Yeah, and and being a skating coach himself, and I think a lot of parents have also been in circles or talked to other parents about
Mm,
having their kids learn more advanced skating techniques as they get
yeah.
better, like by working with figure skating coaches. And he also makes out a point that like not every figure skating coach is going to be a great coach for a
True. Hockey
hockey
player.
player. Like the
Yeah.
mechanics are different. I didn't even know this until this interview. I swear to God that the blade thicknesses were different. And
I knew it was a little different. I knew that
I
it's
didn't even think of it.
yeah, no, I did know the skate's not the same. Like Angela was saying, it's got a toe pick. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that the sharpening of a figure skating blade is much different than the sharpening of a hockey skate. Like, I think it's much different.
I mean,
I don't think it's the same. I'm pretty sure the sharpening of a figure skate, and somebody sent us a comment on this, but I don't think it's the same. I think the sharpening of a figure skate
it's
is,
much more of a straight line. It's not like a rocker.
I think it's much different,
Yeah.
you know?
Now, look, that doesn't mean a figure skater doesn't, there aren't transferable skills, but
Of
like if you're
course.
relying on a figure skater that doesn't have hockey skating
Yeah.
understanding, or at least the biomechanics.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's also interesting because there's a lot of people in our area that go
No question.
specifically to see a figure skater,
They do. Yeah.
but
Try to
she's
make
also,
the kid a better skater, right? Yeah.
she's also out there in hockey skates, and she's got,
Yes. Yes, they are.
and
That's
then
true.
she also has like family. At least I don't know if it's I think it's a family member that coaches hockey players also. So,
Yes.
she's great for hockey players, having been a figure
Yeah.
skater herself, but that's not everybody.
Yes. No, you're right. No, a lot of people do go to figure skating coaches. You're right.
Yeah.
A lot of hockey players try, or a lot of hockey parents try to, make their kid better by sending them to Dominic. I can't say he's never done it because he has, but
What's that?
we didn't work with a figure skater when he was younger,
Oh, Otto has.
not when he was younger. When he was older, we tried it,
Right.
you know, did it work? I don't know. You know what I mean? Um, who knows? You know?
Look, yeah. Well,
know?
look, I'll definitely say that when Otto was working with like skating specific coaches,
Mhm.
like it's not going to be like a switch overnight. It's like anything else, but like the more reps you put in and you work on edges and you work on moves that are going to require like engaging your core and overall balance and all that other stuff. Like, yeah, it's consistent practice over time that's going to make a
Mhm.
difference.
Yeah.
And I definitely think that I've seen improvements at the
have.
time at least. Yeah, I
Good.
think so for sure. I mean, look, just
Listen, it's
comparing.
ice time, right?
Yeah, but you can have bad ice time also. Like you can go out there and just
That's
like,
true.
work with coaches and have bad habits reinforced.
No, that is true.
Theoretically.
Yeah, that is
But
true. Yeah, I just
yeah.
Googled if their skate sharpenings are different, and they are.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense. Different skills, different whatever.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and just one other thing that stood out for me, which I wouldn't have thought, was when he was talking about plyometrics, and that plyometrics are not great for younger kids.
Yeah.
And that's I would have thought for sure it was good because it's
Body
not
weight stuff.
it's body weight stuff.
Yeah, it's not
you're not
weights.
under load, but like you actually are. It's like
Yeah,
your
that was
body
an
weight
interesting
landing
part of
on
the
the joints
conversation.
and yeah, so that was interesting also.
Yeah. Another thing that Angelo touched on, which I don't want to forget, Angelo kept saying, I have to ask my mom. I have to ask my mom. I have to ask my mom. I don't know if you remember that. But he kept wanting to say, oh my God. It would like jog his memory. And he was like, I have to ask my mom about that.
Yeah.
Like, why did my mom drive me to all these places? What was she thinking? Right. So after we were done with our interview, he actually asked his mom, right? He's like, Mom, he's like, why did you drive me like all over the place? Like, what were you doing? Like, what were you thinking? And she said, why would I not? She's like, it's time that I got to spend with my kids that I could never get back.
Yeah.
So she was just interested in doing it because her kids liked it and she wanted to spend time with them. And that was her way of doing it. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, pretty cool. But also like that's something that we take for granted.
True. I think I want to say who was our interview? I want to say Doug, but I don't think it was Doug. We had an interview and somebody said, I'm driving out to like Pittsburgh with my kid. And the guy was like, why would you drive all over the place, for this game? And he says, it's the highlight of my week. And it's 5 hours that I get to spend with my son in the car, just talking.
Yeah.
I don't remember who said that. I want to say it was Doug, but that might not be right. I don't remember. But the point is that, spending time with your kids, I think we all take it for granted a little bit because once that time is gone, it's gone.
Yeah. That's when you really need to check your why. Like, why am I doing this?
Right. Because they're only little for so long. Right.
No doubt.
I mean, because when they're out of the house, that's all she wrote.
At least on that chapter.
Yes.
No doubt.
But you'll never get that time back. So, time is the one commodity that you can't buy. You can't.
No.
Right? It's the one thing that you cannot throw money at to get more of.
No. So enjoy it.
Gone. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
All right. Well, listen, why don't we wrap it up on that note?
Why don't you do our partners first so we don't forget that?
Yep. Always Hockey, Crazy 10.
Crazy 10.
Yep. It is shopping season. Use
it is.
Buy stocking stuff.
Everything.
Gift wrap. All the things. Howie's Hockey. Get some stuff.
Buy everything. Make sure you use Crazy 10.
Yeah. Crazy 10. And then Angelo, ProStride Skating.
That's right.
Awesome interview. Awesome guy. Hopefully now anyone that hasn't checked them out yet after this interview, you're even more inclined to take a look. So do it. CHD10 gets your discount at any ProStride Elite power skating clinic in your neighborhood, your area. Check them out online. See what's happening near you. Got some holiday clinics coming up for sure if you miss Thanksgiving. And then we got Athletic Performance Insight, API. Go please take a look at their website. It's never too late to start looking at the analytics and getting some games tagged so your kids team can start getting a better understanding of some of the things they're doing well, not doing well on the ice. Coaches, managers, take a look. Reach out to Eric, use the contact form. He'll tag a game for free, introduce you to his platform. It's a great tool for youth hockey, college, high school, you name it. Video analytics from Athletic Performance Insight API. Check them out.
$100 value.
That's it. Mention Crazy Hockey Dads. Get a 10% discount.
And I just wanted to update our geography. We added another country. Did you see it by any chance?
I'm pretty sure I did.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay, so you know who it is.
But unless go ahead.
I believe it's Italy.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, interesting. Where did you think we added? That's 31 countries.
Oh, great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Ciao.
We added Italy. So yeah. And then we added a bunch of other spots of areas that I cannot pronounce.
Oh, did we already mention Aruba?
We did.
Oh yeah, that's definitely someone vacationing. We already
I
did mention that. That's
You would
right.
think so. We keep we keep adding in Finland and in the Czech Republic. And if you if you look at the drop downs on them, they're extensive, and I can't pronounce any of them. Sweden, Finland, and the Czech Republic. We keep adding, and again, the regions we are adding, I cannot pronounce, not even close.
All good, but thank
so-
you everyone for listening.
Yes, we really appreciate the support of everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for sharing. And please, somebody send this to somebody in Idaho and Alaska, for Christ's sake. I
Yep.
mean, my God, we're 2 states shy of being in every state in the United States and 1 region shy of Canada. We have all 10, and we have 2 of the other, and we're missing like
Territory.
Nunavut is the territory we're missing.
Yeah.
So, and if you Google it, it's not very populated. So I see why we're missing it. So yeah, well, I will say Alaska and that Nunavut region of Canada, not exactly the most populated areas.
Yeah, but listen, we'll get there.
We will.
And if you
No
like the
question about
show, tell others about it. Subscribe. Leave a comment. Please write in if there's anything you guys want to listen, hear about, talk about, mention,
Any
bring
topics.
up, all of it. Yeah, please don't be a stranger. We'd love to hear from all of you. And
yeah, and
thank
leave us
you.
a review too, please. The reviews are impossible to come by. If you guys like the content, if you like what we're saying, leave a review because it helps us with the analytics behind the scenes.
That's it.
All
right, my guy.
This was
Another
a
one
lot
in the
of fun,
books.
man. Yep, here we go. I'll see
Awesome.
you in 44.
44 is up next.
All right, homeboy. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Yep.
Peace.
So yeah.